I'm gonna start dragging people into the chat. I think I was muted. So who wants to go first, really? Who has an idea? Or maybe they think they'll be quick. It's really up
I
to you.
could go first.
Okay.
Mine's just more so about a couple of items, like what we talked about last time.
Perfect. Okay, then I'll hop into the DM voice and drag in who I need to. Brian, I sent you a letter back for Kyle. I don't know if you saw it in your DM. So
Yeah, I read it.
okay, so there's that. You can respond to that if you like, or ask me questions, DM me questions if you have them, or things like that. Bernadette, while I'm with Mel, you can go ahead and start answering the questions in the general chat. Like I said, you can either answer them there, or you can DM me. It's really whatever you're comfortable with. And
That ad starts soon. Dang.
did the ad start already?
In 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's because I forgot to change the. Let's see.
Sorry,
The sketch.
squirrel.
No. I appreciate it. We'll do that for now. I don't think it'll change this first ad, but should be okay. Also, I needed to add the alert that says that I'm not talking to chat because I'm talking to you guys. Timer enable. Okay. Then let me drag you in, Mel. If Bernadette, Brian, if want two things. One, if you have any questions, just at me in this chat and I'll come back and swing over. Because you won't be able to enter the DM voice once it's maxed out. And then two, once Laura gets here, you can kind of explain what's going on with her if you want to. But yeah, any questions before that happens?
Not really.
Bernadette, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Then I will be back in a bit. All right. So this is the DM voice. The only person that should be able to hear me is, well, the chat should be able to hear me, I think. Shouldn't be a problem. And then whoever I drag in there should be Mel. Hold on. Mel, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And it looks like everybody can hear you too. So
Cool.
cool. Alrighty, so yeah, we finished your character more or less. I know there was a little bit of homework, a little bit of things that you needed to take care of, and it sounds like you probably have.
Yeah, it's like the uncommon items and the weapon stuff.
Sure. So what you can pull up your character sheet if you'd like and then share your screen.
Okay. Share that. Oh, hold on. I gotta fix this real quick.
No problem. Do.
All right, there we go. And go live. Okay.
Okay.
So I had a +1 uncommon weapon available, +1 armor clothing rare, and then 3 uncommon items.
Yep, from Evie.
So
Cool.
so I checked out those links and stuff, and so I was thinking winged boots and cloak of protection for 2 of the uncommon items.
Okay, those are pretty standard, yeah.
And then so this is where I was kind of torn. I was looking at Moon Touch Sword and Warrior's Passkey.
Okay.
So both of those look like they would act as my actual weapon.
Warrior's
So
Passkey. I'm not familiar with that at all,
I
actually.
have it right here. It says the silver skeleton key is warm to the touch while holding the key in its key form. You can use an action to cast the knock spell from the key, and it transforms. So while holding it, I can use a bonus action to transform it into a magic longsword, which is versatile. So I can use it with my shield and still
Yeah.
get those benefits. And then it says, I'm considered proficient with the sword. I have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. And on a hit, the sword deals a d10 of force damage. And it stays in sword form until it leaves my grasp, or I use another bonus action to turn it back.
Got
And
it.
yeah. So if I did go with that, my question was like, it already says it has a +1 bonus attack, and I didn't know how that worked with the +1 weapon.
It
And
is a
then
+1 weapon, but it's rare.
okay,
So the
but
plus.
and then
Go ahead.
if I used the weapon as rare, could I just do the armor clothing as uncommon?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, so that takes out the moon touch sword. The only reason I really thought about that was just
It's
because,
magical.
yeah, it's magic. It lights up, so it helps with like the whole seeing in the dark thing.
Sure. Okay.
But I mean, it's a weapon too, so I really only need one.
Yeah, I mean this will be magic in itself. So that the reason the moon touch sword is usually so good is because early on you want something that like removes resistances, right? So if creatures are, you know, resistant to non-magical hits, your moon touch sword will fix that. But warrior's passkey will do the same thing.
Okay.
I'm also not too torn up about like how the weapon looks. So it looks like it's going to be a 1d10 regardless that deals force damage. You get +1 bonus to hit and to attack, which is nice. I will say that I don't care what it looks like. So if you still want to keep the whole like Minotaur axe fantasy image going on, I'm fine with that.
That was actually my next question.
Yeah, I don't. Flavor is free, so however you want to season your character is fine as long as the mechanics works.
Okay.
Um, the only thing that we'll want to figure out, and because we've already determined that your character is going to be juggling some bonus actions a lot, it
Yeah.
kind of feels bad to have to use a bonus action to turn it into a longsword. I'm honestly thinking to flip it around for you.
Okay.
Keep it in
Sword
its
form.
axe form, like
Yeah.
semi-permanently, and then you need to use a bonus action to
To
transform
turn
it
it into
back.
a key. Okay.
It also is kind of cool because you got the whole like Minotaur labyrinth thing going on. As far
Yeah,
as the Warrior's Pass key goes,
I thought so.
yeah, I mean, I really like this. It's like really thematically cool, and it's it works out for now. I will say going forward, if you wanted to upgrade this, like um, if you wanted to, like instead of it just being a +1, I don't
Mhm.
mind upgrading weapons. I think we've done something that with Kyle's too, mostly because his bow has like sentimental value to him because as it belonged to his mother. So
Yeah,
we can always discuss keeping this and upgrading it later to a +2 or +3.
I would
But
like that because I thought it was cool.
yeah, I mean, it is a pretty cool. I think it is as well. So yes, absolutely, you can take a rare weapon instead of rare clothing.
All
Um,
right,
that
I'm gonna
doesn't bother
change
me at
it.
all. Like I said, I think when we discussed it before, it's more just about keeping the balance of power the same. So as long as you have
Yeah.
the same like number or a similar number, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so I'll use Warrior's Passkey as my weapon. And then I got the winged boots and the cloak of protection for 2 of these. So that just leaves 1 uncommon item left. I was looking because one of the possible things was if I did go with the moon touch, it's a common item. So I was going to use that with a belt of giant strength, like the hill
Mm-hmm.
giant, because it's a common as well. So that would equal up.
Is the belt of giant strength really a common item or the
The
hill
hill giant
giant?
one is. Yeah, the frost, stone, fire, cloud, and storm, those are very rare because so the hill giant one increases my strength up to 21. Frost is 23, stone is 23, fire is 25, cloud 27, and storm 29. So that's something that I was thinking like, oh, let me get the hill one and then like search for the other ones in my travels.
Sure. I'm seeing that the hill is rare as well. There's
Really?
the lowest it goes is Hill Giant at rare. And then you have Fire and Frost, which is and Stone, which is very rare, and then Storm and Cloud are legendary. So I'm
It
seeing.
must,
Go
it
ahead.
must have popped up a different link because on 5e tools it totally says rare, but I used that the link that you sent me.
Really?
Yeah, and it popped up as it showed the other ones were very rare and that one was common. But it's cool because I mean I don't need to get it necessarily. I can always like have that be something that I'm looking for still.
Sure.
And I still have one uncommon item left. And so what I really needed to focus on was my clothing. I was having a harder time finding like some cool clothing.
Yeah, it might be something that we have to like work around. Um, bum. Was the belt of giant strength, was that under the barbarian? Because I'm looking at the fighter right now and it says belt of giant strength is rare.
I thought it was under barbarian.
It might have just been a mistake. It doesn't matter. Regardless, I don't. I believe that you saw it as uncommon. I believe this might have just been a typo and put in the wrong place. It is a rare item. So,
Well,
if
I'll
you,
fix that in my notes real quick.
yeah, no worries.
All right, sweet.
Um,
And life well tattoo is something that I'm gonna be saving up for to get.
sure. Okay, so what did we approve today? We got you your cloak of protection, which is uncommon, and that's perfectly fine. What was the other thing you were discussing? The winged boots. That's uncommon,
Yeah.
so that's perfectly fine. We got the warrior's pass key, so that takes care of your rare item. So it looks like you have some uncommon clothing that you need and another uncommon rare item to make up the third, right? So we're looking at
Um,
two.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, like I said, you can also combine those into one rare if you so choose. But let's see if we can find anything. Probably need to go. Now I need to start narrowing down my searches so that I can disregard the new 2024 rules. Let's see. Lots of cloaks. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah. And the cloak of protection looked like the best one.
Yep. Yep. I wonder if there's a way that I can sort through here. Filter. Um.
And then another question, since I'm going to
Mhm.
be using the Warrior's Pass key, do you want me to use that like here as my battle axe or in addition, or is it in addition to the original battle axe given?
No, you can use it in replace of, like in placement of.
Okay.
You don't need to carry both or have both on there. The battle axe is essentially, gone.
Yeah. I just wanted to double check and make sure that wasn't going to be something extra I was carrying.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Okay.
Let's do that as uncommon.
And I'm going to have to change
This whole thing.
stuff for it. It's a D10 instead of a D8. It is force.
What are you proficient in? What are you wearing armor wise? Medium armor or light armor?
I'm not wearing any.
Oh, right. You can't wear armor. Okay, so let's not. That's you're doing the
Yeah.
unarmored defense because of the barbarian. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what the whole problem
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Okay.
Have you looked into, rather than worrying about your clothing, have you looked into your shield? Because I think +1 shields are uncommon. They're kind of weird.
Are
I think +1 armor is considered rare, but +1 shields are not. I could be wrong on that, but
let me look. Shield. +1 shield is uncommon.
there you go. So that might be something to consider.
Okay.
Just to
So
go
since it's
ahead.
a +1, I mean, I know that that goes towards the armor class, right?
Yep, correct.
Okay, so that go up to 17.
Correct.
But would I be putting like an attack on the shield?
No,
Like if I used it for shield bash, no?
no. Yeah, I think it only has to do with the AC that it's providing. I mean, we can look it up, but um, I'm pretty confident that it's not.
And I've got plenty otherwise. I was just curious how that worked out.
Yeah, no, it says while holding the shield, you have a +1 bonus to AC. This bonus is in addition to the shield's normal bonus to AC. So essentially it goes from a +2 to a +3.
Okay.
There should also be like +2 shields and stuff like that too. That's getting into the more
Yeah.
rare stuff and so on and so forth.
+2s
But
are rare, +3s are very rare, and then there's like an animated shield, arrow catching, a boomerang shield.
yeah,
That's on
boomerang
yeah.
shield's pretty nice because you use some range, I think. No increased
Yeah.
AC, but I know it was recommended.
And then brooch of shielding. What? Oh,
Brooch of
it's
shield.
brooch.
Yeah,
It's not
resist.
yeah.
Oh, it's not terrible. Resistance to force damage and immunity to magic missile. Broom of flying doesn't matter because you're taking care of
With the
by your
winged
winged
boot.
boots. Cap of water breathing. Cape of Montebank. I don't know what the hell that is. The cape smells faintly of brimstone while wearing it. You can use it to cast the dimension door spells in action. That's actually sick. This property of the cape can't be used again until next dawn. When you disappear, you leave behind a cloud of smoke, and you appear in a similar cloud of smoke at your destination. The smoke lightly obscures the space you left and the space you appear in, and it dissipates at the end of your next turn. A light or stronger wind disperses the smoke. That's actually kind of awesome. Oh, it's rare, but it's awesome. It would be really cool, again, if we're really leaning into the whole Minotaur Labyrinth thing. You're essentially like opening up a
Right.
door through the like a interdimensional labyrinth and coming out at another place. That's sick.
That's actually pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it is
But
rare, but you know,
then I'd have to get rid of my cloak of protection.
Oh yeah, I guess it is a cape, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't care about that. We can turn it into something else. I just have to think, I don't. It doesn't really bother me too much. These are just ideas. Like it doesn't matter where you're wearing it, in my opinion.
Well, could I like do it as like tips on her horns?
Like turn it into jewelry.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. Or the other thing is like you could turn your cloak of protection into clothes of protection, and then just wear a cape on top of that.
That works.
Um, but yeah, again, that's rare. So you either have to give up both uncommon items or like add that to your list of cool things.
Um, and if I do that, I can't have the +1 shield, right?
Correct, as that takes up one of them.
Okay.
I mean, as the frontliner, increasing your armor is going to be huge. So especially if you're doing unarmored defense,
Yeah.
the hill giant strength will help because that's going to allow you, once that becomes an option for you, that's going to help because you don't have to worry about pumping up your strength anymore. You can just focus on constitution.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
what was it that you were just looking at?
it's called the Cape of Mont Blanc. Cape of the Mont Blanc.
Uh,
Yeah, there you go.
okay. All right. Yeah, I'll do that if you're open to it. Just do my clothes of protection and then make this cape.
Okay, so you're taking off the shield. You're giving up the two uncommon items and taking the rare cape.
Yeah. So I'll
Okay,
just have a regular shield that I already had and change the cloak into a cape and take this cape.
cool. I'm down.
And I will work on transferring that to reflect over here.
Perfect. Just did you already bump up your AC? I think it was a 17 before, right? Or is it 16
It was at
before?
16
Okay,
before.
it'll need
So
to go
let me
back to
bump that
16.
back down to 16. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Did your
Okay,
cloak of
and then
protection? Wait, did you bump that up for your cloak of protection too? Doesn't that?
I have not at this point.
Okay, doesn't it give you a +1 to AC? Isn't that the whole point of it? Yeah. Okay.
Protection. Oops. Yeah, it does. So it stays
So
up. All right.
it'll be at 17 here regardless.
And
Okay.
then eventually, when I acquire a +1 shield, it'll be 18.
Yep. So
Okay.
let's see. What was it? Was the barbarian?
Also,
That was
me
the unarmored defense.
a +1 to my saving throws. Cool.
Oh, nice. That is nice. I think you can go to your go to your cog up there.
Okay.
And then you should be able to add spell save DC. Is it your spell save? Is that what we're talking about? Saving throws. No. So it has to be what's where can we do saving throws? Not AC modifier. I mean, that's fine too. There should be something that has something to do with saving throws. I could have sworn. Global saving throw
Um,
modifier right there. Boom, bottom of save options. Just change that to +1 too, or just change that to 1. There you
okay.
go. And that will, yeah, that'll reflect your cloak of protection.
Okay, cool.
We do need to count really quick. I don't think the cloak of Mont Blanc actually required attunement, which was cool. Cape of the Mont Blanc. It does not require attunement, which is kind of broken for what it does. But your Warrior's Pass key requires attunement, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, your Cloak of Protection requires attunement, so that's 2. What other magic item were we talking about that we had?
I have winged boots,
I don't think
warrior's path.
I don't think winged boots do. Oh, winged boots do as well. So that's your
Okay.
third. So just remember that it looks like you're maxed out, right?
So I can only have 3, right?
Correct. And I'm not sure about the belt. Belt of I don't know if I think they all require attunement. They do. So little things to think about. Wing boots are great, but at some point you can transfer wing boots into like a broom of flying to give yourself some movement speed. Movement's going to become less of an issue for you, mostly because I think in one level you gain the ability, or you get like 10 more feet of movement.
Okay.
So little things like that will help, but yeah, just something to think about.
Okay. Awesome.
But I think that's it for that as far as
Alright.
items go. Is there anything else that you need to you're thinking about?
That's all I can really think of right now. So I guess if you want to trade me out for someone else, I'll go ahead and start trying to get all this organized and transferred over.
Alrighty. Sounds
Thank
like a plan.
you.
Yep, thank you.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going over here?
Chilling. Just writing on the questions.
Nice. Um, which of you wanted to go next? We are done with Mel.
Um, I don't know. Bernadette can go. I'm
Okay,
just typing right now.
Bernadette, are you ready to go?
Yes, I have hot chocolate with me.
Delicious. Okay, well I'll jump in the other voice call and then drag you in.
Okay. Take me to the Shadow Realm.
The Shadow Realm. A lot of wolf noises. It's cool, but it's also I think it's a little long. It's okay. We'll worry about it later. Hello, Bernadette.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, so we are. I think you've decided that you're creating a whole new character, right?
Yep.
We are retiring Emmy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you ready to build that character then?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so the first thing we need to know is what is going to be the race of your character.
A half drow.
A half drow.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Is that just okay? Half elf drow descent.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about? Okay. That's from Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. Perfect. We love it. No problem. Okay. So do me a favor, please, and on roll 20, just start creating an. Have you already started the process, or are you starting? Are we starting from scratch?
I already have it, but I didn't like like I can just show you it, I guess.
Yeah, pull it up in wherever you pull it up, and we'll go through everything. And we just need to make sure it's transferred over to roll 20, unless you started it there.
Yeah, I started.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Skill versatility. Drow magic. You know, dancing lights. Third level, you get fairy fire. Fifth level, you get darkness. Cool. Alrighty. Awesome. Love it. So let's start with that. I don't really care. So you're need to do something else too. This stuff. Let's in this case. 12, right?
Yeah.
They get +2 in charisma and +1 to any or plus any other 2 unique +1. You get to add. Okay, what is the 2? So we chose obviously charisma gets the +2. What are we choosing for the other 2 attributes?
Oh, I wasn't sure of what.
Okay.
Mm, I could always delete it and do it again.
Probably because we'll have to do. I guess we're doing point buy, so it'll be fine. And we'll go from there. So let's see. Do you just want us to? Let me pull some things up, and we'll go from there. What you said you're going bard? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going College of Swords. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So really, we'll want to. Charisma is going to be maxed, obviously, because that's your primary spellcasting stat. And then after that, we'll need dexterity and constitution because you'll need to hit things. You'll probably be using finesse weapons since your strength is going to be garbage. And you'll need your constitution to be a little bit higher so you can take care of that. That seems healthy to me. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then we'll go that route. Point buy will probably drop our strength to 8. Dex will bump up to 15. Charisma will be bumped up to 15. Then we have 14, 8, 10. 14, 8, 10. Okay, so our starting will be 8, 16 actually in dexterity because of the modifier. And then it'll be 15 con. And then 8. And then 10. And then 17. And that's level 1. So at level 4, firstly, what is, well, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but not much. Let's just leave it at that for a moment because we need to focus on your race first. So that was your ability scores. We chose dexterity and constitution with charisma as the +2. I don't care about your age right now, but you can. I don't care right now, but you should care. You're a medium creature, so you can work that out. You do have dark vision, so you can scroll down if you haven't already and added that in. Looks like you have. Perfect. And then Fey Ancestry, you've added that too. Advantage on being charmed, and you can't be put to sleep magically, which is good. You also gain proficiency in 2 skills of your choice due to your being a drow, I guess. So that's nice. Let's scroll up really quick. It looks like you put a bunch of check marks and things. That's probably good. Let's unmark everything for now. Actually, you can leave acrobatics and just acrobatics and animal handling. Just check those. Animal handling is second. There you go. And then we'll move those around, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Also, you can go to your spell page, and you automatically know dancing lights, so you need to add that as a cantrip. You don't have to fill everything in right now. You can just put dancing lights and then fill it in later.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so when I'm working with like Brian and Laura, you could be doing that stuff.
Mm.
Okay, and then Fairy Fire is a level 1 spell, so you can add that down to, yeah, perfect. And then Darkness is a level 2 spell, and you learn that for being a drow as well. So all of these, you can go ahead and check the little prepared box for those. Dancing Lights doesn't matter, but Fairy Fire and Darkness, those are just always prepared for you, or they're always learned. So you get them automatically. They don't count against your spells known, so you shouldn't have to worry about anything there.
Okay.
But it says you can cast Fairy Fire once per day. You can cast, you can cast Dancing Lights whenever. Fairy Fire once per day and Darkness once per day, for free. And then also, since you know them, you can use a spell slot to cast them whenever you want. So that's not really an issue. And then Charisma is your spellcasting modifier for these spells. That works out fine because you're a bard. And then if we go back to your core page, scroll down to proficiencies, down one more, languages. Okay, so you know Common, you know Elvish, and then you're choosing Infernal. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, so that's your race taken care of. What is your background?
Um, I was thinking between entertainer or skeleton.
Which one? Charlatan?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was thinking between those two.
Yeah. It really is up to you. You know, a charlatan is more like, I don't know, someone kind of cheesy, someone who, um, puts on costumes in order to deceive other people. Entertainer's entertainer. So both of them, well, entertainer is going to give you proficiencies in acrobatics and performance, whereas charlatan's going to give you proficiencies in deception and sleight of hand. So it really depends on kind of what you want to do as far as, you know, where you want your character to go. Do you want them to be more of a like a charlatan or someone who kind of cheats a little bit, or more of an entertainer? I think mechanically speaking, charlatan is slightly better if you want to be more stealthy. It's up to you.
Mm, maybe entertainer then.
Okay. Then entertainer it is. Let's see, what do we get for being an entertainer? Okay, so you gain proficiency in acrobatics and performance, so you can scroll up. You can leave the one in acrobatics, but just move it to Arcana. Like click the one and click Arcana real quick, so we know we still have 2 to move around. And then you get proficiency in performance as well. Perfect. And then you're also going to get a proficiency in disguise kit. So you can scroll down a little bit to proficiencies. There you go. A plus there. And then disguise kit. Perfect. You are proficiency, and then your attribute will almost always be charisma. I don't think there's ever a time when it won't be. Awesome. And then you also gain proficiency in any type of musical instrument you want.
The closer to a
Lute. Okay, love it. And then you'll do the same thing. That attribute will be charisma as well. And then that should be done. And then your equipment. So you get the musical instrument, so you can add lute under equipment there. Perfect. And then you get the favor of an admirer. So like a love letter or a lock of hair or a trinket. You get to choose that. Costume clothes. And then technically you get a belt pouch with 15 gold pieces, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to allow you to move over. You can add belt pouch there, obviously, so you know what that is, but. Okay, and then I'm allowing you to transfer any gold that you had on Emmy to this new character. So,
Yay!
At the end of this, you're going to have a little bit of homework. You can transfer the gold now if you want to do it quickly, or you can just wait. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And then, okay, so we're going with Bard. So first thing we'll do is actually, as far as the characteristics and stuff, you could do what you want. Choose what kind of specialty entertainer you were. That's entirely up to you. And then suggested characteristics, that's for you to figure out. That's nothing that I need to be here for.
Okay.
But going on and moving on to Bard, your hit dice, if you want to scroll up a bit, that's going to start with a D8. Looks like you've already done that, which is good. You will have 7 of those because you are going to be level 7. That makes sense. Your hit points are going to be 8 plus your Constitution modifier. So we're going to start at, well, first let's level you up at 4, because then we'll see some things there. So, first thing you need to do is what feat did you want to take? So I gave all my characters, or I gave all of you guys a feat at level 1. So your new character will get that same option. So what feat are you thinking about for your bard?
Um, I didn't really think too much. Where's
Let me. Okay. So for funsies, you can take Cartomancer. Let me send this to you. If you like it, you can go with it. If you don't like it, then you can fix it yourself. So I'll let you go and continue that. If you like that, then we'll add it. If not, we do need to give you an ASI at level 4, though. So going back to your character sheet, at level 4, you can either take 2 points in one ability score, or you can put 1 point in 2 different ones. If you want my recommendation, I would put 1 point in charisma and 1 point in constitution. That will give you a +4 and a +3 in both of those things. If you don't want,
Okay.
if you don't want my recommendation, you can do whatever you want. It's up to you.
I'll take.
Okay. Then yeah, you can bump that up to a 16. And then you can bump that up to an 18. Perfect. And that'll give you 3 in dex, 3 in con, and 4 in charisma. And then when you hit level 8, you'll probably just bump your charisma up to 20, and you'll be perfectly fine there.
Okay.
So going back to your hit points, you'll actually start at 11 hit points. Did you want to roll for each level, or did you just want to take the average?
I've learned my lesson with Emmy. I'm gonna take the average.
Okay, perfect. So at 1, your hit points will be 11. At 2, they'll be 19. And then what do we got? 27, 36, 45, 54. I think your hit points are 54. I think. Let me double check that. 19, 27, 36, 45, 54. No, 63. 63. Okay, there you go. So that is your hit points at level 7. Have you already made your level 7? Because that'll affect like what. Yeah, it looks like you have.
Yeah.
Cool, perfect. That's fine. Awesome. So you armor proficiencies. Scroll down proficiencies. You'll go with light armor. That'll be in the bottom one on the left. Bottom left. One more. There you go. Change language to armor. Perfect. And then just add light. Okay. And then for weapons, that's good. Same thing there. Yep. And change language to weapon. And then for weapons, you have access to simple weapons. You can just put simple. And then hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, and short swords. Okay, awesome. And then under tool proficiencies, just above it, you get proficiencies in 3 other tool musical instruments of your choice.
Okay.
If you want to worry about it later, you can just put 3 musical instruments for now and then come back.
Okay.
That way you can think about it. Musical instruments should be on page 154 of the player's handbook. Okay, perfect. So then we scroll up to saving throws. And you are dexterity and charisma. Looks like I already did that. Good job. And then skills, you get to choose any 3. So any 3 at all you want to be proficient in as a drow bard entertainer. You get to choose anything you want. So it's up to you.
How many do I have to pick of that?
You're going to have to pick 4. Actually, you're going to pick 5 total. Because drow gives you 2 and bard gives you 3. So you get to choose any 3, but you already have acrobatics and performance, so you don't have to worry about those. So out of animal handling, arcana, athletics, deception, history, insight, blah blah blah, you get to choose those. If you want my recommendation, then I will give them to you.
I'll take them.
Okay. You definitely want to go persuasion. Go ahead and uncheck animal handling and arcana for now, because we're gonna do those now. So persuasion is gonna be up there. Perception is probably great. You don't have very high wisdom, so you're gonna need to be as persuasive or perceptive as you possibly can. You can always go deception here as well. So that is 3, right? And then you have 2 left. It's really up to you. I would probably go stealth. And then I'll let you choose the last one. I've picked like 4 of the 5 for you. So the other better ones would probably be something to focus on information. So you could do like Arcana if you want to be more knowledgeable about magic. You could do History if you want to be more magical about, or more knowledgeable about the world. You could go Investigation if you want to be good at putting like 2 and 2 together. Medicine, whatever you want. It's entirely up to you.
Hmm.
You gain a lot of proficiencies. It's kind of gross, actually.
Mm.
Guess that's what bards do, though.
Okay. Hmm. Maybe Arcana.
Okay. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I don't really care much about your starting equipment. We're gonna add it for now because I think it's going to it'll maybe help you in a bit when I give you more homework to do. But your starting equipment, go ahead and start with a rapier. You won't need a longsword because you're not a strength build. Go ahead and add that to your attacks and spellcasting as well. You'll probably never use it. Maybe if you use Booming Blade, that'll be effective. Yep, you can fill in the other stuff later. Or if you have questions or need help, I can either help you or Mel can help you because we've already done it with hers.
Okay.
So just leave that there as it is. Just remember that you need to add in the extra stuff. You get to choose between a diplomat's pack or an entertainer's pack. If you want thematic, I would just go with an entertainer's pack since you chose the entertainer background.
All right.
So you can add that to your equipment down there underneath rapier. Again, feel free to change any of this. We're just kind of rushing through it, like I said, because I got to get through Brian and then now Laura, because that sounds like Laura's made it. But if you choose late in a little bit, like I said, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework so you have things to do while I'm working with other people. You can change from the entertainer's pack to the diplomat's pack or another pack. I don't care. If you don't want to use a rapier, you don't have to use a rapier. I don't care. If you want to turn your loot into a battle loot, we'll figure it out, right? Like if you want to hit people over the head with your guitar, like we'll make it happen. I'm just trying to get the basics down so that we can get it going and move on.
Yeah, that's
You also get to pick another musical instrument, so you can just add just type or add the plus next to under equipment under entertainers pack and just put musical instrument. That way you can pick. You'll probably want to pick one of the ones that you're gaining proficiency in, so just remember that. But you can, yeah, only one. You just get to one
oh.
because you already got your loot.
Hmm.
Okay, and then leather. You also get leather armor, so you can add that down there, and that'll be added to your AC as well. And then you get a dagger. So you can just add dagger, and then you can add it as an attack if you want. I don't know when you'll ever use it, but okay, so that should be everything that a level 1 bard needs. Let's go ahead and for right now, we can calculate your AC. So for leather armor, your AC is going to be 11 plus your dexterity, so 14 armor class. Perfect. I think Drow's movement is still 30 feet. It is, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, perfect. So that covers that. The next thing we need to do is start adding some spells. So let's, well, you can stay on core for a second. We got to go and add Bardic Inspiration next, and then spells. So you can go ahead and type it there. You can also copy and paste. I don't know what, I know you had a page. Yep, perfect. Cartomancer, you can do that, and then just open up a new tab. Go to, open up home as a new tab. No, I like, right click on home. I wish I could show you. Go up. There's a little tab where, see where players lit up on the page.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yep, click that. Perfect. See down where it says underneath feats, like the big title, the big blue banner.
This.
You see them? Yeah. Perfect. Now underneath it says home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just right click that and open it as a new tab. Beautiful. And now you can go back up to that one. And now you can go to classes. And then Bard. Awesome. Now we're on the same page. So you're seeing what I'm seeing, essentially. So you can scroll down. Go ahead and choose swords, because you said that's what you're going to do. Should be, you see the, yeah, perfect. Okay, so the first thing you get is Bardic Inspiration. So you can go ahead and copy and paste that into your features. And then source is your class. That's fine too. Boom, class. And then you can put level 1 or Bard level 1, Bard 1. Perfect. Okay, so this essentially gives you the Bardic Inspiration, which is nice. Let's see. Use a bonus action. Creature gains 1 Bardic Inspiration dice, a D6. Let's see. Once within the next 10 minutes, you can use this feature a number of times equal to your Charisma modifier, a minimum of once. So your Charisma modifier right now is 4, so go ahead and scroll up. And then under class resource, see where it says short rest, long rest, the little box? Yeah, you don't have to press that yet. Go next to total. Click in the box that says, nope, under class resource. You were right the first time. There you go. Put 4. Yep. And then under, you can put 4 there too. Okay, don't click anymore. Class resource, put Bardic Inspiration. Perfect. And you can put Bardic Inspiration there. Okay, and then you get that at a long rest. So go ahead, now you can click the gear. And put reset on. And long rest. Yep. Down to long rest. Perfect. Now you can close the gear. Okay, so that what that means essentially is that go ahead and, I don't know, change that big 4 to a 2. Right, that's how you track. So you've used 2. If you click long rest, it'll reset. Oop. Okay,
Cool.
perfect. I would also add it under attack and spell casting. I would add one under rapier. Add that Bardic Inspiration too. And then, perfect. Remove, change attack or change strength. It should be one for none, I think. Yeah, just put the line through it. Love it. Remove the proficiency. Love it. And then under damage, you are now level 7, so it's a D8 for you. So put 1 D8. Yep. And then change the strength again to just null. Perfect. So now you can, yep, you can change that if you want. And now, if I know we don't use Roll20, but you can like look at it. Now it's just Bardic Inspiration. And every time you use it, just make sure you know it's a D8, which is over there in damage type. And then when you use it, you can dock your thing by 1. Just hover over the big 4, and then you can use the little drop down thing to press down 1, and then boom, you can use it. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, and then spells. This is you're gonna do all of this. It looks like you've done some, which is good. It looks like you're missing 2 first level spells though, so you'll have to work on that. Cantrips are 2. Looks like you did that. Blade Ward and Vicious Mockery. So that's good. You'll need to find 2 more spells from the spell list. So don't care which one's there. Just open them up. Press ++ under 1. Under those are cantrips. Don't worry about that. You've got enough cantrips. Under level 1 spells, just add 1 and then name it Bard. Level 1 Bard, just the Bard 1 for now. Perfect. Close that. And then do it again. Okay, perfect. So you'll need to learn 1 more or 2 more Bard spells. And that'll be homework as you go. You do have ritual casting, which is good. You can use your magical instrument as a spell casting focus. If you use Cartomancer, you can use a deck of cards as your spell casting focus. It's up to you. You just have to let me know.
Okay.
So at level 2, you get Jack of all trades. You can add half of your proficiency bonus rounded down to any ability check you make that doesn't already include your proficiency bonus. So go back up to the core page. Go to your little cog next to it, next to spells. Yep. And then there should be something that says Jack of all trades somewhere. We just need to find it. Might be, oh, yeah, scroll down. There it is. Jack of all trades down at the bottom. See where it says skill options, and then third from the bottom, it says Jack of all trades. Click that. And now go back to your core. What that does is Roll20's already done it for you. So now it's adding half of your bonus rounded down to all of your ability checks. So you see where in athletics you should have a -1 because of your strength. It's now just at 0. You're automatically better at everything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really nice. Okay, so at 2nd level, you also get, you can scroll down and under close Bardic Inspiration, and then under plus, add that Jack of all trades, and then you can fill out the stuff in a bit. Love it. Okay, and the next thing you'll want to add there is Song of Rest. Same kind of thing. You can fill it out as we go, or fill it out afterwards. Beginning at 2nd level, use soothing music or oration to help revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest. If you or any friendly creature you can hear your performance regain hit points by spinning hit dice at the end of the short rest, each of those creatures regains 1d6 hit points. The extra hit points increase at level 9, so you don't have to worry about that either. I would go up to the top there, and where just under Bardic Inspiration, where we added that, I would add Song of Rest. No, I'm sorry, in the attack, in the weapons, attacks, and spellcasting. There you go. Add Song of Rest. And we're essentially going to do the exact same thing we just did for Bardic Inspiration. So uncheck strength. Yep, strength null. Uncheck proficiency. Damage will be 1d6. Strength will be null. And then under type, you can actually just put healing if you want to do that. That's fine. Under damage, should be damage 1, up 1. Nope. It's in the just underneath 1d6. You don't have to check that. Just put, there you go, healing. Okay, perfect. And then, so that's done. You can only use that, I mean, it's infinite. You don't have a limit on it, but essentially every time a character short rests, you can use Song of Rest to allow them to heal back up. It also says, it says during a short rest, but I think in my opinion, at any time that a character uses hit die to heal, you can use that. That makes sense?
Okay.
So like,
Yeah.
so a fighter can use second wind, things like that. Anytime a character is using hit die to heal themselves, I'll let you use Song of Rest.
Okay.
That's makes that easier. Next thing is magical inspiration. So you can go down to your features again. If a creature has a bardic inspiration die from you and casts a spell that restores hit points or deals damage, the creature can roll that die and choose the target affected by the spell. Wait, what? Oh, okay, the Bardic Inspiration die. Add the number rolled as the bonus to the hit points regained or the damage dealt. The Bardic Inspiration die is then lost. Okay, that's fine. Yep, right there. And then just put Magical Inspiration and you can fill in the rest. Essentially, that lets your allies, it doesn't really affect you too much. Kind of does, but it allows your allies to use your Bardic Inspiration in a different way. So it allows them, but you can give it to yourself technically. So that's something to think about too. If you're trying to heal a little bit, you can give yourself bardic inspiration and then add the health to it, as long as you're casting a spell. So something to think about. Okay, so you chose College of Swords, so go ahead and add that as a feature as well underneath there. Right, it was College of Swords.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. When you join the College of Swords at 3rd level, you gain proficiency with medium armor and the scimitar. Okay, perfect. So go over to armor on the bottom. Not there. That's equipment. Armor proficiencies down at the bottom left.
Oh.
Nope. Bottom left. There you go. Armor. You don't have to click a plus. Just alter that one. Yep. And now put medium there as well. And then you're going to do the same thing. Close that cog and click weapon and do the same thing. Just you're going to, and it said you can add scimitars. It doesn't matter where you add it. SCIMITAR.
You went too fast.
Oh, MITAR. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're right. SCI. That's correct. And then MITAR. Perfect. And then, yep, love it. Okay, so that's what you get at level 3. You also get to adapt a fighting style. So are you going to take dueling or 2-weapon fighting? Are you going to fight with a sword and a shield? Well, you don't have a proficiency with shields, which is kind of silly, but are you going to do like a one-handed duelist kind of thing, or are you going to fight with 2 weapons in each hand? Or 1 weapon in each hand?
Is there like a different?
There is not, but what were you thinking? What would you like to do?
Trying to imagine how my would. I feel like he would. Mm, guess he would. Dueling is holding 2 weapons, right?
No, dueling is one weapon in one hand. Essentially, so when you're dueling, when you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon. So you automatically get to hit harder with it. If you use 2-weapon fighting, that means you have a weapon in each hand, and with your primary attack, you attack as normal, but with your secondary attack, now you can add your ability modifier to the damage. So it's really up to you.
I think I'll go with. I could see him.
Go with what? I'm sorry?
The first one.
Dueling? Okay, perfect. So you can go ahead and add that as a feature as well, dueling. Okay, and then, yep, perfect. And then scroll up to your little cog again next to spells. All the way up. up to spells. Up. There you go. Cog. And then in the middle, we're going to add something. I don't remember what it was. Scroll down for me, I think. It's like a global thing. We're looking for a global something.
This?
No, scroll down for me again. No, I don't see it there either. Scroll down one more. Is that as far as you can go? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here, perfect. On the right, see where there's all those little checkboxes in a row?
Mhm.
Second from the bottom is going to say show global damage modifier field. Boom, click it, love it. And then go back to your main page. Yep. And then go to, yeah, so see now that you have an extra box under attack where it says global damage modifier.
Mhm.
Name is just, you're going to name that dueling. Yep. And then you're going to put 2. Damage is +2. I think you just put 2. I think it'll add it all. It doesn't matter in this case. But then type will be weapon. Okay, now you can close the thing. Yep. And there you go. So this is just going to add a flat 2 damage to all of your rolls. So just remember that when you're wielding only one weapon, you get to add 2 damage to it all the time.
Okay.
Cool. And then the next thing is going to be Blade Flourish. And I don't know what the hell that does. So let's see. Whenever you take the attack action on your turn, your walking speed increases 10 feet until the end of the turn. Okay, so if you attack, you increase your movement speed. Fun. And if a weapon attack that you make is part of this action hits a creature, you can use one of the following Blade Flourish options of your choice. You can only use one. So you have Defensive Flourish. You can expend one use of your Bardic Inspiration die to cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target you hit. And you also add that to your AC until the start of the turn. Cool. Mobile Flourish. You can expend a Bardic Inspiration dice to deal extra damage. The damage equals the number you roll in the Bardic Inspiration die. You can also push the target 5 feet, equal to the number you on the roll. Up to 5 feet plus a number of feet equal. You can then immediately use your reaction to move up your walking speed to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the target. So you're just dueling them. I mean, you're pushing them back. That's really cool. And then Slashing Flourish essentially lets you hit multiple people. Okay, so Blade Flourish, go ahead and add that underneath dueling. That's going to be fun. It just gives you options. But just know that it does cost a it does cost your movement or your inspiration dice. However, the 10 feet you get for free, which is nice. So every time you attack, well, it's actually the first time. The first time you attack, you get 10 feet of extra movement speed, which is kind of nice. Okay. And then expertise. At 3rd level, choose 2 of your skill proficiencies. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for an ability check you make that uses either of the chosen proficiencies. Okay, crazy. So go back up to your ability, your skills. On the left, there you go. You get to choose 2 of those, and essentially you're doubling your proficiency bonus. So choose whichever 2 you like out of the ones that are checked, and then we're going to add expertise to those. What do you want your character to be really good at?
Hmm. Do you recommend anything?
I mean, as a charisma-based character, you're going to be the face of the party, so you're going to be wanting to do a lot of talking. So I would probably pick Persuasion, because that's just going to give you a quick bonus. You don't have to check anything here. We'll do it on the other screen, but Persuasion is going to be really good for convincing people to do what you wanted them to do. And then other than that, again, it's up to you. Performance will be good as far as like acting a character out. Like if you're trying to pretend to be someone else, performance would be great. Perception is always good, right? So you can see things around you. Really up to you.
Yeah.
But
I guess persuasion. Um, perception.
okay, then go ahead and scroll back up to the cog next to spells. And then we're going to scroll down and go ahead and choose perception where it says normal there. Click normal and then choose expertise. And then you're going to do same thing with persuasion. And now both of those should have gone up to 10. So go back to the core. And now you should have a plus 10 in, well, you should have a plus 10 in persuasion, and 3 plus 3 is 6 in perception. So there you go. So it added correctly.
Okay.
Okay. So ability score improvement, we don't have to worry about that. So we can ignore that for now because we already did it. You still need to pick a feat though. So go scroll down to features again. Add the plus icon. And then title it DM feat. Perfect. And then choose to close it. Pick the, see the lock icon on the bottom right of that?
Yes.
Yep. Click it. And then drag that up to the top. So the little box, the white box, you have to click that first. There you go. And drag that all the way to the top. That's your number one priority. Well, not your number one priority, but as a priority. So go ahead and unclick the block now. Perfect. That's something that you need to do. Let me create a sticky note of what we've decided that you need to do, right? So we need to pick 2 musical, is it 3? It's 3 actually. Pick 3 musical instrument proficiencies. Okay, and then you need to pick pick 1 instrument. If I can get this to work. Pick 1 instrument to carry with you, to carry. Then what did we say that you needed to do? We need to pick your DM feat. We'll go pick DM feat at level 1. I recommended cartomancy, so I'm going to put the highlight there, or put a parentheses there. And then we have lots of spells to pick, but we'll do that in a second. Or well, I won't do it. You'll do it, but Mel will help you, and the others will help you.
Okay.
Okay, so we already did that's what we were doing there. The ability score improvement, bardic versatility. We don't have to worry about now because we're doing it all now. You don't need to replace anything. But just know that whenever you reach a level that allows you to increase your ability score, so the next one is at level 8. Bardic versatility allows you to swap out a spell that you already know, or it allows you to swap out an expertise feature. So if you decided that you're not using perception as much as you thought you were, or you're not using persuasion as much as you thought you were, you can swap out that expertise for another skill. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bardic Inspiration moves to a D8. We already did that, so you don't have to worry about that one. Font of Inspiration, this is the one. So beginning at when you reach 5th level, you regain all your expended uses of Bardic Inspiration when you finish a short or long rest. So go ahead and scroll back up to the where we added Bardic Inspiration as a resource. Click the cog. Not that one, the one that we filled out. There you go. And then change long rest to short rest, because now you get all of your Bardic Inspiration on a short rest. Love it. I know I've been reading all this to you, but I want to show you where to get all this information too. So if you go back up to Bard of the tab that we opened, as you scroll down, this is where we're getting that. So keep scrolling a little bit more. This is all your spell casting stuff, so this is going to be important for you to know. Roll20 does it for you, but Jack of all trades, we entered that, right? This is where you can copy and paste that. I think you did it with Jack of all trades, but Song of Rest is going to be the same thing. Magical Inspiration, you can copy and paste from there, but you'll need to read that over. Your Bard College, all of this stuff that we just talked about, you'll need to go over that, so you can keep scrolling. The fighting style is where I told you to pick. You got to choose between dueling and 2-weapon fighting. We chose dueling, so that's where you can copy and paste that. Blade Flourish, that's where all that stuff is. Expertise, that's where I got that. Abilities and score improvement, we just talked about. Bardic Versatility, we just talked about. Bardic Inspiration, we already did. Font of Inspiration, that's where we just learned that, if you remember, Bardic Inspiration only came back on a long rest, but now when you get to Font of Inspiration, you can use it on a short or a long. And then at 6th level, you have Counter Charm. You gain the ability to use music notes or words of power to disrupt mind-influencing effects. As an action, you can start a performance that lasts until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and any friendly creatures within 30 feet of you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. A creature must be able to hear you, and then the performance ends early if you are incapacitated or silenced, or if you voluntarily end it. So that's cool. So go back up to Cole's character sheet, and then under features, you can go ahead and add Counter Charm. This is kind of neat because as a drow, you already have the ability to gain advantage on being charmed, but now you can essentially spread it to your party, which is pretty neat. And it also works on being frightened now, so that's neat.
Cool.
And then as a bard, or as a College of Swords bard, you gain extra attack. So you can go ahead and add extra attack to the plus just under features. Now you can make 2 attacks per turn.
Two attack.
No, you can choose extra attack. It's just called extra attack.
Oh.
Okay. And then that is it for you at the moment. At level 8, you get another ability score improvement. But at 7th level, you do gain an additional cantrip. So scroll all the way up to the top. This is where I'm getting the information from you. So, let's see. Cantrips known, go to spell. Okay, and then in that box that's empty, under cantrip. Okay, just put Bard 4. Because that's when you get access to that. Okay, and then so you need to choose another cantrip that you know. You also, as a bard, know 10 spells at this point. So you have 4 first level spells that already did that for you, right? You can cast 4 first level spells. You can cast 3 second level spells. You can cast 3 third level spells, and you can cast 1 fourth level spell. So what does that add to? 4, 7, 10, 11. So what we're going to do then is 3, 6, 9, 10. Remove the Bard 1 under level 1 spells. So go check the little lock box below it on the right. There you go. And then just press the pound symbol next to one of them. Yep, just remove that. Okay. And then go ahead and check that. And then under level 2 spells, scroll down. Is that as far as you can scroll?
Yeah.
Okay, then press the plus button. Okay, and then you're going to type Bard 7. They're all going to be Bard 7. So you can copy and paste Bard 7. Just copy. And then close that. Okay. And then you're going to type that 3 more times under second level spells. I'm sorry, 2 more times. 2 more times under second level. you can just press Control V if you have access to your keyboard. So press the information button again to close that. There you go. And then do that one more time. And then under title, or under name, sorry, just Control V. Boom. And then press the information button again to close it. Okay, perfect. And so now you know that you need to choose three level 2 spells. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing up at the 3rd level. You're going to do it 3 times. Perfect. And then you're going to do it once under level 4. Okay. And now we're going to count here. So we should have 1 under 4. So that's 1. 3 under 3 is 4. 3 under 3 is... Did I miscount somewhere? I might very well have. Oh, no. 3, 6, 9. Oh, no. Okay. 1 under 4, that's 1. 3 under 3 is 4. 3 under 2 is 7, right? And then 1 under... and then you have 3 there, which is 10. 3 under 1. Okay, perfect. So you already chose Thunderwave and Cure Wounds. Did you just choose those because you liked them?
They were helpful in Baldur's Gate.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. So you can choose those as spells. Go up to Bard, up our Bard tab, up at the one we opened under 5e tools. There you go. Now scroll up. And then under spells, there should be, you see spell slots there?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and right click Bard spells and open up that as a new tab. Okay, and this should be your Bard spell list, which is good. Go ahead and sort by level. So on the table itself, you can click level instead of name.
Okay. This one?
Yep. Just click it. And then you'll have to click it twice, but click it again. There you go. Okay, now it's sorted by cantrip. It's sorted by, and it's cantrip all the way down. So the only thing you need to worry about is cantrip through 4. And then you just need to fill in the slots. So Mel can help you, or you can look over them, or whatever you like. You can choose any kind of spell. Let's see. Do you get... Scroll up for me. Is that as high as the table goes? Okay, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you do pick Cartomancy, it just automatically gives you Prestidigitation, so that's nice. It's absolutely crazy to me that you don't get Booming Blade or... Wow, you really don't get Booming Blade or... What's it called? What am I trying to say? Something Fire. Green Flame Blade. That's nuts to me. Okay, well, that's fine. So you get to choose each of those. So go back to Cole's page. Essentially, all you need to do is every time, see where it says, every time we typed in Bard 4 or like Bard 7 or Bard 1,
Yeah.
you just need to choose a spell to fit there, whatever you like. And that's going to be your spell homework. So you'll need to do that. And then the next piece of homework that you have, or a piece of work that you'll be doing while I'm working with other people, is go back. Actually, can you open up a new, let's see, hold on. Right click Cole's tab up at, yeah, perfect. Right click it, duplicate it. So under reload. Yep, love it. And then up in the top right, it'll bring up your name should be there. Yep. And then, oh, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Go to, okay, click in the middle where it says roll 20 characters. See if it'll let you just open up that page. Yep, perfect. Click there. Yeah, I love it. And then scroll down where it says my characters.
I must warn you, you're gonna see some stupid names because
That's okay.
of my brother and
It's fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
I want to punch him so hard sometimes.
You just need to. Where is Emmy?
Emmy? Actually, didn't she's not in?
She's not in there. That's weird. Go to games then, and go to my games, or just launch Candlekeep Mysteries. That's fine too. Okay, and then go to your character. Go back to Emmy. Okay, so first thing we need to do is transfer gold. You don't have to worry about that now, but essentially if you scroll down, all the gold that's on Emmy now needs to get transferred over to Cole. So you can worry about that in a second. The next thing that needs to happen though is we need to figure out all the magical items you had. So what magic items did Emmy have?
She had the scroll of this magic.
I don't care about scrolls. Those are like useless things. You had a +1 Warhammer. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay. And that is uncommon. Did you have any better armor? What was your armor?
it was the out out. How do I say it? Wolverine's bones.
Wolverine's bones? I have no idea what that is.
No, like
Oh,
I'm like
oh,
the way his,
adamantine.
yeah, that.
Okay, so you had
I couldn't find the
adamantine.
word.
Okay, that's uncommon too. That's fine. Adamantine armor is also uncommon. Can't spell. Okay. And then you also had the ring of jumping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think
And our twin snake steel shield.
ring of jumping is also uncommon. Okay, and then I'm sorry, what was the other thing? The shield? What did you have?
Twin snake steel shield. It's a +3.
Whoa. Are you sure you had steel shield? Wow, +3 steel shield.
It came in handy with the crab.
That's a very rare item. I don't know when I gave that to you, but that's fine.
I think she had it like fortified, I think.
Oh. Oh, was it a +1? Oh, okay. So it was a +1 shield. It just gave you 3. Okay, that makes sense because it's 2 plus the 1. Okay, +1 shield is also uncommon. What else did we have? Let's see.
Oh,
We had
the charm, the guardian.
Oh, that's right. Your guardian emblem. Uh, Guardian emblem is also uncommon. You had a lot of uncommon items.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. Don't scroll real quick. Ring of jumping we already added. Charm of heroism you're not getting back. The shield, +1 shield is good. Adamantine, good. Winter cloak you're not getting back. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay. Go to page 2 for me. Under bio, scroll. Let's see. Hold on. There's your adamantine armor. Cleric of Saloon. That's okay. That's just that. Scroll down. Did you put anything in treasures? Ring of, there we go. Drinking horn, stick of magic missile doesn't matter. Zone of truth scroll, guiding bolt scroll. Scroll down a little bit more. And that was your guardian emblem. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So you're going to be able to choose essentially 5 times uncommon items. 2 uncommon equals 1 rare. So I don't need, you're not going to transfer the items 1-to-1. So your new character is not going to get a +1 Warhammer for 2 reasons. 1, it doesn't make sense, and 2, your drow bard can't use a Warhammer, right? So
Yeah.
what I'm going to allow you to do is essentially you have 5 uncommon magical items that you can pick from. So I'm going to send you a link, and you can share this with whoever you want. I don't care. What I do care about is that you have an idea of what you want to do. So, let's see, Bard magic items. I'm going to send you this link, and you can go through and choose what you want from it. Also, I don't care if you pick and choose, or like if you want to change some things up. So if you want to turn, there's some variances and stuff like that. So like cloaks are considered clothing. If you want to turn your cloak into a different type of clothing, I don't care. That's perfectly fine with me. I think we let Mel do it, right? If it says it's a magic sword and you want it to be a magic whatever, a magic bongo, I don't care. We'll figure it out, right? If you want to hit people over the head with bongos, you do you. As long as the mechanics all work out, then you're perfectly fine. But what you're going to do is actually, do you have that link open? Yeah, you do. Perfect. So actually, that's mine, not yours. You can't. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, yeah, love it. So what you're going to do is if you like Instrument of Bards. So firstly, let's go over how this page does it. So it color codes and it gives stars for like the best item recommendations. So as you can see, Instrument of Bards is blue and it gives it 4 stars. It also explains to you kind of why the item is so good, right? However, it doesn't tell you what it is or doesn't give you stats on it. So you can go back to 5E and just duplicate a tab, or actually you have Aberrant Dragon Mat something there. No, 5E, not Roll20. There you go. What's that? What do we have there? Oh, that's our feats. Okay, so you'll need that. So duplicate that tab like we did with Cole's tab. Yep, perfect. Duplicate. Love it. And then now you can just search up at the top right once it loads. You can just search for Instrument of the Bards. Yep. Okay, love it. And then click on Instrument of the, yeah, click that. That's just an ad. You can close that. Okay, and then once that loads, perfect. And now this will give you exactly what an instrument is. It doesn't matter what the instrument is. Again, this just says anything. So you can choose whatever kind of instrument you want. But this is important. Yeah, this is, all those things are cool. So read through that. If you like it, then add it. If you don't like it, then move on to something else and check it out. It doesn't really matter. But if you, like I said, you have 5 uncommon items to choose from. If you would like to, you can combine 2 uncommon items into a rare item. So if you scroll down on that Bard magic item list that I gave you, so go up to there. Yep, that one, little robot head. And you scroll down, this one also lists out rare items. So if you're like, okay, well, I have 5, let's just take 2 or 3 uncommon items and 1 rare item. right? You can do that. Keep scrolling because I think these are still all uncommon, right? There you go. Rare magic items. Boom. So now you can look at those. The only thing that I will remind you of is that you can only be attuned to 3 magic items. So be aware of that when you're choosing them. But I think Mel can help you out as well. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
it looks like your character is mostly done. The only thing you need to do are the things that I listed, are the things that we've talked about. I've just sent them to you in a DM now. So pick your DM feat at level 1, pick 3 musical instrument proficiencies, pick one of those 3 musical instruments to carry with you, pick lots of spells. You have like 7 spells to choose from or to pick out, so use those. Again, if you want, you can use that same page. Mel should be familiar with this site that I sent you because I've sent it to her too. So if you're confused, you can always go through there and double check. It'll
Okay.
give you an idea. If you just want to take some suggestions, that's perfectly fine. Then you need to transfer your gold over from Emmy to your new character, transfer your magic items. I kind of gave you a breakdown. I gave you 2 breakdowns. So the Warhammer, if you want to just do a +1 weapon for a +1 weapon, you're more than welcome to do that. In fact, you could do Instrument of the Bards and then just take care of that 1 for 1. Adamantine armor. A bard can wear adamantine armor. Technically, you can wear it, so that's up to you. If you want to just swap that over. If not, choose a different clothing. Ring of Jumping, same kind of thing, +1 shield, Guardian Emblem, blah, blah, blah. Just choose what you want. So you get 5 uncommon magic items that you can choose from. If you'd like to upgrade to uncommon to a rare, just remember that you can only attune to 3 items. Cool?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then I should add that all of your backstory stuff should be included as well. And I need some kind of image sent to me as well. So
Okay.
that is that. I think we're good.
All right.
Any questions before we go back to the other chat and I pick on someone else?
No, thank you for helping me.
Yep, of course. If you need anything, just let me know. Like I said, ping me in the other channel and we'll figure it out. But I'll see you in the other chat.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
How is everybody doing?
Doing
good.
okay.
Good.
You?
We're here. We're doing things. So,
Yay.
okay. So Emmy is mostly taken care of. She has some homework just as everybody else does. All of you will probably come away with some homework unless you've already done it. And then feel free to help each other out, right? Like Mel, I kind of dined you out a little bit. I let her know that you're somewhat familiar with some of the sites that I've sent you.
Okay.
So if she has questions, please help her as you can. Otherwise, it's just like plug and play like we've been doing before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Laura, have they kind of explained to you what we're doing? Do you have any
I heard that you're just taking people and
kidnapping them
yeah,
The
that's
shadow realm.
straight into the shadow realm? Pure torture.
Mhm.
Okay. Does who wants to go next?
I can go.
Okay, then I think you can probably just click over to DM voice too, but we'll go together. So if anybody else needs me, ping me in the Candlekeep chat and I'll come over.
Okay.
Okay.
Mother, I bring news from the womb.
Mother, I bring news from the womb. Hello, Brian. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, so you've confirmed that you're sticking with Kyle, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Your job is pretty simple then. You don't really have to do much to change your character, but we do need to level them up. Have you already done that?
Yeah, he's low, so he only gets ranger feature.
That's right. And you are a Swarm Keeper Ranger. So at level 7, you get what? Writhing Tide. You can condense part of your swarm into a focused mass that lifts you up. Interesting. As a bonus action, you gain a flying speed of 10 feet and can hover. This effect lasts for 1 minute or until you are incapacitated. And you can use this number equal to your proficiency bonus. So your proficiency bonus at 7 is still 3, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 3 times per long rest. Yeah, long rest. Okay, cool. That's pretty much it. Do you gain any spell slots or anything? You gain.
1 second level.
Oh, you gain a spell known, and you can cast a second spell or second level spell one more time. So what spell are you taking?
I'll take silence.
Silence. Is that what you said?
Yeah, silence.
Okay, cool. Then you can go ahead and add that on there. That's weird. Where is this spell? Oh, there it is. I assume silence is a spell you can learn. I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's on the ranger spell list.
Perfect. Rangers unfortunately can't cast rituals, so you'll have to use an action to cast that, but that's fine.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have anything else for me? Is there anything else that you really need to, that you wanted to talk about or that you needed to deal with? I mean, Rangers are pretty easy. As far as
really.
leveling up goes. I mean, you're more than welcome to create a second character just to have it in your back pocket in case anything does happen. But
Yeah, I already have multiple characters ready.
Okay, cool.
They just need to be leveled at when.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Did you want to go over that now, or do you want to just do it if necessary later?
Later.
Okay. We can talk about. Let me see. Is there anything? I saw that you sent your responses. Thank you for that. Is there anything you wanted to talk about there in regards to anything?
I don't know. Your response, I guess.
Yeah, I just didn't know if there's anything. So let's see. So I asked how you feel about the campaign. I feel lost, but not lost in the sense that I don't know what's going on, more in the sense that I don't know what direction the story is going. I don't know if that's good or thing or not. I'm guessing it's because I'm not supposed to know. That's fair. I know it seems like, so the overarching goal of the campaign in this case, as things start to ramp up especially, is going to be you're constantly working towards identifying kind of the source of this plague and how you as a party can stop it, right? You're working with Candlekeep to investigate that. There's been a couple of odd jobs that Candlekeep has sent you on in regards to different things, just because, as a hand of the keeper before, and now as a lore keeper, you're kind of just the adventuring party. You're just assigned to Candlekeep, and so they're using your party as necessary. Now that you've been introduced to like the big bad and things like that, you've been introduced to this lich. You can kind of start to narrow that down, right? Some of the pieces of the puzzle are going to start to get put into place as necessary. And as a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 character, right, the idea of a global threat is pretty far off, right? You just don't have the strength, you don't have the ability to really affect global change, right, or continental change. But as you guys are moving up the ranks, you guys are level 7 now. You're moving into more like tier 2 stuff. You're becoming, local heroes. You're becoming more regional names. You're going to be assigned to more and more things. It doesn't make sense for, up to this point, there's no way that you could have just like fought the plague head on and done it, right? Or even at level 6, right? I introduced you to a lich, like a full-on lich, not a fake one, not anything else. There's no... That should be the threat. That is your kind of your focus going forward. Figuring out how the lich is, where the lich is moving, figuring out how to weaken him, get to that point. And then as you progress and as you go forward, that's essentially what we're moving to. So does that make more sense?
Yeah.
So for me, the challenge has always been, and I try to do better, and that's why after every chapter, I always ask, like, how are we feeling? What are we doing? Like, do we understand what we're doing? It's because, again, Candlekeep Mysteries is an anthology. It's a collection of adventures that doesn't have an overarching theme. So I had to create one. And so the theme that I created was this plague. And there's multiple reasons why I chose that. But there's always challenges with that. I know we had a big gap in the middle there with like this the Halloween episode that spanned 4 months. I know there's been little things that we've gone and done, but I've always tried to wrap in like the plague. And spoiler alert, we were going to get to that point a little bit later, but the Yuan Ti were infected by the plague. I asked you guys to roll a couple times with perception to see if you could determine like why do some Yuan Ti look different from others, like, and I mentioned that the ones performing the ritual was something that a few of you saw something similar. None of you rolled well enough to really identify exactly what it was, but you all recognized something, like they looked familiar to you. And it was, the plague. You asked before in the chat, like what, I thought you figured it out, because when you asked in the chat, you asked, what does the plague look like, right? What is the representation? And so I thought that you would figure that out, but I think you were just asking for the picture that you were drawing. So yeah, so that's essentially what it is that this fungus that's spreading, this ooze, it's something that you've encountered several times. I mean, at the very beginning of the campaign, when you guys were going to Chalet Brantifax, I guess it was like your second adventure, right? With Lancelot and everybody. When you were going to Chalet Brantifax, you were experiencing the plague there. The twig blights had been corrupted. The chalet was starting to be overrun. And you determined then and have determined since then that the plague is spreading out from these like breaks in the walls between like different planes of existence. So at Chalet Brantifax, it was the Shadowfell. At the Meanlock Cave, it was the oh goodness, help me out here. What's the Fey world called?
The Feywild.
Feywild, yeah, the wild thing. I said Fey world, and it's right there, Feywild. Yeah, right. So like all these little things at the spa, at the resting temple, right? It was because the temple itself had been moving from place to place. It essentially was like warping, right? It was essentially moving through interdimensional space, and the area around it had become like corrupted. So little things like that, you started seeing it in different ways, but obviously now it's going to get a little bit more heavy now that you've seen like the big bad guy. So things like that. See, what have you liked the most? I agree that I think we've progressed a lot as players and characters. I think in the last few weeks, the last month, I feel like I feel like there's been some really good things. People are starting to like branch out and try to do things that are a bit outside the box, and I like that a lot. You liked the Price of Beauty chapter, so you liked when we fought the hags, or yeah, so that's the one.
I think so far it's been my favorite chapter.
Yeah, I thought that one was fun too. So yeah, I mean that's another thing, mentioning, like I think a lot of people are stepping out of their shell, right? There was you guys created this whole plan, and really put things together, and it really illustrates the point of rushing into fighting is not always the best course of action, right? There's like things that you can do and things, little pieces of the puzzle that you can put together that then allows you to take advantage of those, and you guys really turned the tide. You made it incredibly, you made a pretty hard fight become almost incredibly easy. You destroyed them in like 3 turns, which is cool. You say that you least like people relearning their stuff. There is a lot of information. I agree, and I'm going to be honest with you, Brian, that's probably only going to get worse, because everyone's besides yourself is probably going to be relearning some new things. So I'm going to try to stress upon everybody that, like, again, and I've said it before, I've said it before, you've heard me say it before, that it's important for you to know your character, right? Like, I should not know your character more than you do. I agree. It is frustrating at times. I just do my best to be like, okay, well, let's try to get the answer. Feel free to go ahead.
It's not just that. It's just that it's been 2 years.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Believe me, we are not. We are on the same page.
I know my character in and out. Like
Yeah, yeah.
don't even have to look at my character sheet. It's been 2 years.
No, I know. I believe me. I get it. I get it. And there are definitely times when I get frustrated too. I have to kind of try to stay calm, and I have to like try to make sure everybody's still having a good time. But I understand. We are on the same page. I wish it were better. And my hope is that now that we've got some of the basics out of the way, as people are transitioning into a new phase or transitioning to a character or a new multi-class or whatever, I'm hoping that we're not going to see the same thing repeat itself. But I am going to stress that, again, people need to know their character. People need to, you need to take time, right? Like we all can't hold your hand for the next 2 years again. That's just not how it works. So please look over your character sheet, blah, 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 all this stuff. But at the same time, like I can't force them to do that. Honestly, one of my biggest regrets as a DM is that I'm pretty sure I forced Janny away. And that was really, that wasn't fair of me. I know that, she left due to scheduling, and then when she came back, I gave you guys homework and she didn't really seem to care and didn't want to put any effort. And that offended me. If you recall, like I took a break from the game because of it. And she didn't come back. And so I'm trying really hard not to put that kind of pressure on any of you guys. Like I want to treat you like adults, but I don't want to disrespect you or your time. And so I can only do so much. I can only force somebody to, or rather I can only control somebody's time while they're here. And so again, Janny she's one of my biggest regrets. Like I don't think I treated her fairly. I was going through a difficult time at that moment as well. So I think there was a lot of things culminating, and I didn't handle that situation well, and I feel really bad for it. So I'm just trying to make sure that doesn't repeat itself. And I'm trying to balance all of that out. So, yeah, I will do my best to make sure that people know that it's important that they learn this stuff. I tried to make myself available, right? If people have questions, like I'm always here, but we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. I appreciate your patience. I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating to me too, but we'll try to get through it. Deal?
It's just that at some point, I feel like it's not that I'm losing interest on the game. It's just that it feels like I'm not caring as much as anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm just playing just to play with you guys, But yeah, that's my thoughts and feelings about it.
Is that specifically in regards to like, again, people having to relearn stuff and just like the pace of the game kind of thing, or what is there? Or is it in regard
Just
just
to the game, people relearning stuff, the way we're scheduling things.
what do you mean scheduling things?
Just this past few months has been like on and off, and I feel like it's felt long, and there's just lingering feeling of losing interest.
Sure.
And I guess that's normal because it's been so long. Just on and off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. It's like when things aren't as consistent as they, have been in the past, and I get it. It's like, what are we doing this week? Are we playing? Or like, it's that constant thought of, okay, well, who's not going to show up this time, or who's going to be late, or who's going to be this or whatever. I get that too. That's one of the reasons why I put like the hard start time and the hard end times now to our sessions, and we're going to do that regardless going forward. Because we only have 4 players, we can start with 3. We can play with whatever. We'll make it work. I agree, though. I would like to make sure that we're being consistent, and it's certainly something that I can bring up. But yeah, I'm right
But
there. I'm right there with you, man.
but it's just a lingering feeling. It's not like I don't want to play. I
Yeah.
want to play, and because I enjoy playing with you guys, and yeah, that's pretty much it with that.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. I think you've grown a lot as a player too, right? Like I think we've all done really well. I'm proud of all of you. I think, you know, but again, don't be afraid to step up and be that voice too, right? Like if the party is, if you feel like the party or the pace is going too slow in game, don't be afraid to like step out and say something or suggest something to someone and push the story forward. You know, not everybody is as, you know, as focused or as dedicated as you are, and you're going to see that if you continue to play. Like I was really happy that you had that one shot that went well. I'm glad that you had a DM that cared. It sounds like you had a good experience with the players too. Like I was really excited when you came back and said that, because that's not always the case. And you know, there's pros and cons to playing with friends versus strangers. You know, sometimes you don't want to rustle anyone's jimmies when you're friends with people, because it's like, you know, I got to deal with these people all the time. Like I care about them, kind of thing. But at the same,
I mean, all of them were like very well experienced. Like
yeah,
they had years, like more than me, and uh, than all of us, to be honest. So they
yeah.
were kind of very old people. So they were pretty cool.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, I'm glad you had that experience. Um, you know, and we'll all get there, right? It takes time. Those years of experience, it took years for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. But I agree with you. We're on the same page there. As far as the recent TPK, didn't make sense. We all went down unconscious, but not actually dead. But we were given an option to get healed. So are we dead? I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking about it too much. Felt unnecessary, whether we're dead or not. You roll for death saves, not us, according to your session 0 rules. Therefore, the question is, did you roll? The answer is no. As I'm like, I did not roll for death saves because again, I did not want it to. This should not have been a mechanical decision. The truth is that as a party of level 6 characters, there was no way for you to quote unquote win against this lich, right? You could have left, you could have fled, and left, you know, Adom's body behind, or possibly tried to come get it again, or check that stuff out. You could have left, or you could have stayed and tried to fight and tried to defend it, or to gather Adom's body and then let the dice roll where it is. The fact is that it was a no-win scenario regardless of the situation. Think about Dragon Ball Z, right? Like all the Z fighters, even Goku. How many times in the series did Goku die? Right? Like 3? That mother effer has been dead more than he's been alive, right? You know, a lot of characters go through that. I mean, how many times did Naruto get his ass kicked before, you know, he became Hokage? How many times did, you know, it's like the story. You have to fail in order to grow from it, or to figure out if that's what you want to continue doing. Luke Skywalker, right? The first time he fought Darth Vader, lost a hand and lost, right? There's always like an obstacle. There's always something that is going to stop you. And essentially this was that moment for the party. You guys have been not coasting, but you guys have been going along at a pretty steady pace. Like not many things have been threatening your party, correct? Like,
Yeah, but my issue is that it's not that if it's not a winning scenario, then why should Cal be still alive? That is my question.
So I gave you all an out, right? Essentially, all the Grippleys and the Yuan Ti that you were rescuing, or essentially that you were making contact with, they were all running back to the village, right? And story-wise, it very well could have been that shortly after you all left on the ship to come rescue Adom, essentially to go up to the village, it's very what happened off camera, right? What happened away from the game, because again, the world is changing, the world is moving when you're not in it. The Pond Mother and the other Gripply decided to essentially follow you. They rallied together and they said, we can't, you know, essentially in Gripply language, right? This isn't word for word, but they said, you know, if we can't let the adventurers go fight for us we need to go save, you know, our people, right? Our people were captured too. And so they essentially followed you through the swamp area because they can travel that much easier. And so as you all were fighting the the Yuan Ti, the abomination, actually it wasn't an abomination, what was it? Was it? It doesn't matter. As you were fighting the big Yuan Ti snake god thing, and then later turned into the Lich, that whole time the Gripplies were essentially freeing their village. They were coming in behind, using the fog, and they were fighting alongside you. And then towards the end of that fight, a few of them showed up. They arrived at the castle. I showed you that, right? The Pawn Mother showed up, as well as a few Gripply warriors, as well as the Yuan Ti, some of the prisoners that were there as well. And the idea is that although you all lost the fight, you were essentially, you know, sacrificed yourself to try to protect and to try to save Adom. You made the heroic choice. The world was moving around you. And so as you guys were essentially dying, as you were falling unconscious, and you can call it death saves if you want. Again, there's, you know, every 6 seconds or so, you guys were making a death save. And whether you succeeded or failed, I mean, you can go as long as, what, 18 seconds, right? Because if you succeed twice and then fail twice, that is, I mean, that's half a minute. That's 24 seconds, right? And then that 30-second mark, that is where you're essentially in this limbo, right? Am I dead or am I coming back? However, the Gripply were there and the Yuan Ti were there. They can stabilize you. The Pawn Mother has shamanistic magic, right? She could have stabilized you using magic, right? However, that's the narrative explanation. Outside of the game, above table stuff, this was essentially an option for each of you to decide, like, hey, am I still enjoying my character? Or do I want to try something new? Because as you said, we've been playing for 2 years, right? Are we still happy with our character? If the answer is yes, like I like my character and I want to continue to see him grow, or see them grow and change and figure out where the story ends for them, then the answer was right there, right? The Pawn Mother comes, you're still breathing, they stabilize you, they escort you back to the village, and or back to Candlekeep, and you know, you spend some time recovering, having fought this monstrous being. Or the answer is no, I think I'm okay. My character sacrificed himself trying to save a friend, trying to rescue Adom. I think this is a good ending for my character, or a good pause for my character, because there's all kinds of options, right? Death isn't the only option. Even in D&D, right? Resurrection spells exist. So I want to put my character in a coma for a bit. Like I want to transition to someone else. And so this character is either going to die or be put in a coma, like a magical sleep, and then I'm going to play another character for a bit and try something else out. Or I can take my character in a different direction. Like in the past, I think you and I have talked about like multi-classing kind of thing. Or Kyle's going to take this like turn into like darkness, right? Being fate or shadow touched, things like that. You know, there's all kinds of directions that a character can take. This was just a narrative path. This was just a narrative fork in the road. So this is kind of a time when mechanics and narrative kind of divulge. If in this case all 4 party members were down, and mechanically speaking, when all 4 party characters are down, that is considered a TPK. No one's coming to save you. No one's there. No one's there to stabilize you, right? This is after death saving throws, that kind of thing. So if you'd like, you know, you can, if it makes you feel better mechanically, you could roll the death saving throws right now if you want to do it. If you just want to roll 3 like D10s or D20s and see what happens to Kyle, then that's your prerogative, right? Or you can take, again, the narrative out that I gave you with the Gripply warriors and the Yuan Ti, or you can take the narrative route that, all right, my character's gone, right? There's all kinds of little things. So go ahead.
I'm fine with my decision.
Yeah. So
if it was a chance to change our characters or like make a new one, then yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw these things at you all the time. And that, like I said, we've been playing for 2 years. You guys are just now hitting level 7. So I wanted to give you something. the Lich is the end goal at this point. The Lich, you've now got an idea. The Lich was responsible this entire time for the plague spreading. His essentially this cult, or the plague is infecting other people and creating this like cult of personality kind of thing. That's responsible for the plague, and going forward, that is your target. But I just wanted people to have some freedom to change some things up. If they're enjoying it, then if they're enjoying their character, then keep playing it. If not, then time to change. So that's it.
How you can't tell me right now if the other characters if the others made a new character or not.
You want to know? I mean, I was going to save it as kind of a
Um,
surprise, but if you want to know, then
I I want to know because it will determine if I multiclass.
all of them have decided to roll new characters. As far as classes goes, I don't really want to give too much right now. It looks like we have.
Yeah, no.
I don't
That's
know.
fine. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, I don't know what Laura is going. Because I haven't talked to her. She has a brief idea, but she's going to take a bit of time to get going. But yes, Kyle is going to wake up by himself. And so that's kind of fun, actually. You know, a little bit of a spoiler alert, but you can start to think about that between now and either today, if we get to it. Honestly, it's not looking like it, because I still have to talk to Laura and then go over some things. But when we actually start to sit down and play next week, that's something to think about. Like, how is Kyle going to feel? Especially after reading the letter that his parents just wrote him, right? Like, when you wake up, that'll be one of the first things that Kyle reads, or after a bit of time. Kyle will have been asleep for about 2 weeks. So after the time after the events unfolded at the temple, you all will be transported back to Candlekeep. About 2 weeks will have passed, and then you'll wake up, or Kyle will wake up and have to deal with the news. And that's where we'll go from there. So if you would like to multi-class, you can take back the level 7 and multi-class into something else. I will let you go back as far as level 4 if that's what you want to do. So if you want to decide to go like Ranger 4 and then multi-class 5, 6, 7, I'll let you do that as well. Just let me know and we'll figure it out. I'll make time. Yeah. So really your decision. I'm here for you.
No, my plan was to because all my modifiers to have 13, 14, 14, so I can multi-class into like into basically a lot of things.
Yeah. Whatever you like.
My idea was to multi-class into fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely your choice. You do you. Like I said, I will let you go all the way back to level 4 essentially. So yeah, just let me know what your choice is, and if you'd like to do that, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Cool. Do you have any other questions, comments, concerns for me before I drag Laura in here?
I don't think so.
Okay. Are you feeling a little bit better about the TPK scenario, or are you still just mixed emotions kind of thing?
I understand. Yeah, I'm still kind of mixed about it.
That's fair.
But I understand the situation. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know it's weird. It's not always something like. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes you just have to trust me a little bit.
Yep.
And it happens. So, but again, I don't ever mind you asking these questions. I don't ever want you to feel like you can't ask questions or ask where things are coming from.
No, it's just that I don't want to be offensive or in any way. I just don't want to cause problems for other people. That's my thing. That's why I don't speak up as much.
Yeah, well,
and yeah.
don't if you, I understand. I believe me, I get that. And I, if you don't want to talk up in the group or you don't want to raise questions or concerns, that's perfectly fine. But I don't like. Again, you can hang out afterwards. Usually, when I end the stream, I'm still in the chat. I just deafen and mute so I can end the stream. But if you need to chat about something or just ask questions, feel free. Don't ever feel like you can't come to me about like literally anything, but especially with the game. I don't mind. Like I'm not a perfect DM either. Like I've been doing it for a while, but like I'm not an expert. Like I'm not special. I'm not that good. So like I make mistakes and I have to correct them and I have to change things, and I do my best to be transparent when those things happen. Like, okay, I made a mistake, so we're going to do it this way this time, and the next time we'll go on down the road. But I have to do things to try to keep it interesting for you guys too, and sometimes that misses the mark, right? Like sometimes that's just going to happen. I'm not the most creative person in the world. Like it's just not my personality. So I do my best, and I want that to be clear. Like I'm not trying to make things bad for you guys. But if you ever feel like, man, this just didn't hit the mark, or I feel conflicted about this, or I feel bad about this decision, or I kind of feel like you screwed me here, please feel free to come talk to me about it. And, I'll do my best to explain where I'm coming from and why I did what I did. And, if that still doesn't fix things, then we can come to some kind of arrangement or conclusion and go from there. But don't feel like you're ever going to offend me for like questioning how those things go. Cause that's my job, right? I don't mind it. I'm here for you guys. So, okay. Cool. Well, if that's it, then I appreciate it. I appreciate you being the easier one. Because I'm.
What do you mean? I was
I
the
don't.
easy one.
I don't have to build a character for you. Mel. To be fair, Mel was pretty great. She had most of her stuff all filled out. We just had to fix a couple things. But with I don't know how Laura's character is, but we essentially me and Bernadette just created a whole character in I don't know 45 minutes. So it is what it is. I don't mind helping. It's just you're the easy one. I don't have to do that stuff for you. But yeah, take some time to see or to decide if you want to multi-class. If there's anything that you think you want, like story-wise off of the other characters, let me know ahead of time. Like if there was like some of the characters, none of their magic weapons are like coming back. We'll say that they were corrupted essentially, but if there's like little trinkets or something that you want off of a character, let me know. And you can have those. But essentially all the other characters, they're re-rolling equipment and things like that. They're not getting anything back themselves. So yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. Well, thank you, Brian. I'll be in the other chat and then we'll pull over Laura. Hello.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. Happy birthday. You guys seen that? The old one? Who gets that reference?
Not me.
Happy birthday. No one? Man, that's the old Frosty the
That sounds
Snowman cartoon.
Oh my
You guys
gosh.
remember like Rudolph and
Yes.
Frosty?
Oh my god.
I used to watch the same like movies every year.
Frosty the Snowman. But when he came out, then he had like his corn cob pipe and he had his hat on. When he came to life,
Yeah.
that's what he screamed. He was like, "Happy birthday!" And
Oh my gosh. I haven't thought about that movie in forever.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
I had it on VHS.
Yeah. I remember watching it all the time. They played it forever, like
Yeah.
over back to back at Christmas time. It was that and like Rudolph and then Jack
Mhm.
Frost, like all this other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Mel, we got Bernadette, we got Brian. Laura, it's up to you. Are you ready to enter the Thunderdome?
Take me there.
All right, then you can jump in and I'll join you over there. Everybody else doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, if you need to tap out, if you got things going on or you're good, your character's good, that's fine. It is looking like we're probably not gonna end up playing today because I don't know how long it's gonna take with Laura. But you all have little things to take care of, so backstory and changes and little things like that. So yeah, ping me if you have questions, but I'll be torturing Laura. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How's it going? How's traffic?
Uh, 4 hours. 4 hours. I hate it, and it was 40 degrees Celsius still
That's
outside. It was not
that's
great.
crazy. Was there an accident? Like, why are you in traffic for so long? Where were you coming from? Another country?
No, recently, like past few months, there just been unnecessary traffic for literally nothing.
Jeez.
It was on the news and everything. Like it's just so crowded and for nothing. Like nobody's like got into an accident or anything. I don't know. So they're trying to do something about it. They're trying to like lock streets for a bit until they empty another street and then they, reopen streets. And I'm like,
It's a mess.
eh, yeah, nobody likes to go out at night anymore. But I had to. I was going with my sister on a doctor appointment.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, at least you made it home safely. That's always good.
yeah. Thank you, thank you.
Of course. So, we've been going over everything with the others. So, Mel, essentially, I think you had the idea that you're creating a new character. Is that correct? Have you stuck with that decision?
I wanted to. At first, I wanted to make a new character, but no, I'm sticking with a Alaric but different class.
Okay, so you're resetting the class entirely.
Yes.
Okay. So then we'll essentially just be starting at level 1. I would have you already created a new character sheet for them in Roll20?
No, no, I didn't know I could do that actually.
Yeah, so go ahead and pull up, share your screen and pull up Roll20 if you don't mind.
Let me do that real quick.
Okay, cool. And then that we're essentially you can leave that up, but go to the Roll20 homepage. You have so many tabs
Okay.
open. My goodness.
Yeah.
So go
That's
ahead
it.
and duplicate the Roll20 tab.
Uh, uh,
There you go. And then, yeah, no, leave that one open. And then you can go over to the little cog on the right hand side.
uh,
Yep. And down at the bottom, it should say exit game.
oh yeah.
And
Sorry,
then
that's a bit
go
slow.
to games, I think. No, go maybe tools. Go. Oh, go to there, characters right there underneath it.
This one?
That's fine too.
Okay.
And then create a character, Dungeons and Dragons, the one on the left, not the 2024 edition. Yep, that's the one.
What's the difference between the two? Just rules?
Yeah, so the new 2024 edition of Dungeons and Dragons is a new rule set. I think the player's handbook was just published like yesterday. So it is a
Oh,
brand
that's
new kind of version of Dungeons and Dragons. It is and it isn't.
kind of want to read
It's
that.
more like an advanced, like an extended expansion. It keeps a lot of the old rules. It's supposed to be fully backwards compatible with 5e, so all the old modules and stuff should still work with it. But they changed a lot about the classes. They did buff healing. A lot of the spells are different. So think of it like a big Baldur's Gate patch where they just dropped a bunch of new content and like made old content kind of irrelevant. It's going to be
Def-
challenging, but
Definitely interesting.
there's some good stuff. I already do some of the stuff. So like now rules as written, you can use potions as a bonus action in the new edition. Whereas before you couldn't. So, okay, perfect. Okay, you're going to edit the sheet directly.
Okay.
Okay, and then we can enter all the new stuff. So first things first, what you're gonna choose? You're still a half elf, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a human variant.
Oh, that's right. Human variant. Okay, well, some of that stuff we can carry over. Then
How do you spell variant? Oh my god.
you're fine. It's gonna be Variant.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We're probably gonna keep the same background because it doesn't make sense to do otherwise. So, what was Alaric's old background?
He was a criminal thing. Sorry, give me a sec. Let me pull up his character sheet.
You already have it pulled up on the other tab. Remember?
Oh yes. Never mind. Yeah,
Criminal hired.
criminal.
Okay, cool. So that'll be the same thing for you. Criminal hired killer. Probably click the little tab. Or not the tab, I'm sorry, the cog.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Criminal.
Okay. You can go ahead and change the name to back to Alaric as well.
Oh yeah, the name.
Okay, and then what are we going? You chose Warlock, yeah?
Yeah.
And you're doing the Hexblade?
Yes.
Okay,
Sir.
cool. And
I
you can,
saw it. I thought it was really cool.
yeah, Hexblade is cool. And then you can just go change the level to 7.
Oh, we're leveling up. Let's go.
Yeah,
At them.
we're doing
Leveled
everything.
us up.
We're doing everything today. Creature type should just be
Yeah,
humanoid.
creature type.
Or medium. I don't know what the difference is there. Yeah, it's gonna be humanoid or human. It's fine. Okay, click the cog again. And then you don't need to open character. Oh, good. Hexblade Warlock 7. It's already there. Alignment. This is your chance to change your alignment. Again, I don't allow evil characters, but if you feel like your alignment is going to shift a little bit due to, the change, I think you're chaotic neutral there. I don't think you can get any more chaotic neutral. So
Yeah, it's still the same.
you're
Still the
more
same.
chaotic and a little less neutral. So CN is
chaotic.
almost evil, but
What's
not
the
quite.
other
Yeah, so there's
chaotic in
lawful.
between?
Yeah, there's lawful, and then neutral and chaotic, and then there's good, neutral,
So,
and evil.
so chaotic, lawful. How is that? Like, can you let me have an
Those are two
example?
different things. So lawful and chaotic are two sides of the same coin. So that you have lawful, chaotic, and then you have good, evil. So you can't be lawful and chaotic, but you can be chaotic and good, or you can be like
Chaotic.
lawful and good, or lawful and evil, those kinds of things. But
I would say
go ahead.
I would say just neutral. I feel like with the story that I've sort of thought about, he's sort of in like a haze and lost. Like he's a bit lost, so he's technically not really with anything right now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I would say just neutral.
Yeah, perfectly fine. That's what Alaric was before, so
Yeah, yeah.
cool. Okay, so we got that taken care of. You can move over the same kinds of things before. So languages, your proficiencies will change, so we will move that over.
Yeah.
Or here, I'll ask you: do you want to just start brand new and go from there, or do you want to take whatever from Alaric? Some things will make sense, right? Like the background is your background. Your backstory will stay mostly the same. Those little things. Your personality traits may change, but um,
The plan was not to change like like if possible, because of the change like class change, like like the languages and proficiencies and background basically stays the same. It's just what happens after that's gonna change.
okay. Some of your proficiencies might change just because you're going from a
It,
rogue to a warlock, so your saving throws and your skills won't be the same. Those will
yeah,
have to change.
in terms of skills, I will try to match as much like as I see fit with the story, like and the changes and the things that make sense to the
Sure.
story.
Okay. Well then, let's see what we can do from there. I'll probably let you keep more than rules is written, just because the ones that make sense we'll let you keep, and the ones that don't will change. But
Okay.
okay. So age I don't care about. Speed will be 30 feet.
30. I was gonna argue like I'm 40. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
not anymore. Languages you can transfer over. So if you scroll down and choose other
uh,
yep, right there. And then just
mm,
language, and you can type in or copy and paste.
what did I have? So it was
Also,
common,
you'll loot.
goblet.
I'll let you keep thieves can't, because I don't really care. It seems like you can copy and paste that. Click the gear,
Yes.
and then just yeah, there you go. Um, yeah, perfect. And then skills, you gain proficiency in one skill of your choice. Just copy over the proficiencies for right now. We'll make a change as needed. So what do we got? Oh God, I forgot you were a. Oh, never mind. I was looking at the wrong thing. Scroll up.
Yeah, I got the thieves tools, dice set, and herbalism kit.
Oh,
I got those because of the class.
yeah, we can copy those over too. I meant the skill proficiencies.
Oh, skill proficiency.
Yeah, just scroll up. No, no, the skills like survival, stealth, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. This one.
Yeah.
So,
We'll copy over what we can. So let's see, acrobatics, deception, perception, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth. Okay, so go back to the other ones. Acrobatics, deception,
deception,
perception, persuasion, sleight of hand,
perception.
and stealth.
So,
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go to the others, or go to the other page. Make sure we got all 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Some of those will have to change. You're probably going to lose your acrobatics, but we'll see what we can do.
that's
Hexblade might get it anyway. I don't recall, but we'll figure it out. And then the feats. Your feats are probably going to have to change. So what's
yeah. So I had alert because of human variant,
let's go ahead and
and
keep that one. Oh, that was your okay. Do you, that's your variant human one.
mm,
I'll let you. So I'll let you keep one of these and then change one if you want. So would you rather keep alert or keep mobile?
I like alert better.
Okay, then we're going to keep alert. So you can copy and paste that one over to your DM feat, or that'll be your new DM feat.
I'll be this one, right?
Mhm.
Like
Other,
racial? Is it
other.
racial?
That one will be other.
Other.
Yeah, because this is your DM
Oh,
feat now.
oh, okay. Uh, oh, right. Okay.
All right, and then source type you can put DM feat,
Oh,
just so you know.
DM.
Okay, and then as your new human variant feat, what did you want that to be? Do you have an
I
idea?
didn't actually think about that one.
Okay,
So
well
what would you recommend?
that's your.
Or I could just.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say if you don't have a recommendation, I'll just look it up at some point later or today. I don't really.
I mean, I'm more than happy to if that's what you want to do, but that's up to you. It can either be that or homework. I don't care.
I don't mind either. I just don't want to you know
Sure.
feel bored and be like this girl.
Okay. Well, then I'll leave it to you. That'll
Okay.
be part of your homework is just to come up with a
Um.
DM feed at level 1. And then
Yeah.
let me pick something
So
for you since you're going to be You're gonna be a hex blade. I don't know what hex blades, how good they are. Probably something like that. I'll give you a suggestion. I'm keeping notes, so we'll see how this goes. All right, cool. So, okay, so we got all your human variant stuff. Your criminal background stuff is going to be fine too. Your gear, I guess, will transfer over. I'll let you swap some things, so we'll go from there in a little bit. Since you're not technically dying, go ahead and transfer over your your tool proficiencies and custom skills.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. These tools.
You don't have expertise anymore.
But yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I
Yeah,
have that anymore.
that's gone, and then that'll.
This- Oh, oops! I did not mean to do that.
You click attribute. There you go, and then it's probably always
dexterity,
dex.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Not yet. Okay, and then the next one, dice. And then lastly,
I think herbalism kit is actually wisdom.
wisdom. Okay.
Okay. Cool. So that's all taken care of. Let me see. Your other one is your homework will be to transfer over all of your gear. And to transfer all of your gold. So we'll get
Gold.
I'll send you this after we're done. So we can go over after it, like once we go back to the main group. If you want to stick around, we can do it now if you don't want to do it as homework. But yeah, so okay.
Yeah,
So your background is all good. Don't worry about that. Your gear will get transferred over, so don't worry about that. Your warlock, your hit die and stuff will change though. So let us see. First we need to do your attribute points, so that'll be fun because all of those are going to change.
oh yeah, these. Yeah.
Let's see. You're going Pact of the Blade, so do you want my suggestions, or actually, let's see, you're a human.
I'm always open for suggestions.
Okay. Reset all of these. So your two primary attributes are going to be Dex and Charisma. So Charisma is going to be number 1, and then Dexterity will be number 2. So you get a +1 in each of those. Don't worry about that. I'll tell you this. Do you want me just my suggestions? I'll just give you the scores.
Okay.
And then we can go over it all. So it looks like strength will probably be at a 10. We got 10, 15, 14, 8, 8, 15. 10, 14, 14, 8, 8.
8. 8.
Missing something.
And 15.
There we go. Dexterity should actually be 15. Actually, so okay, this is your raw scores. So total scores are gonna be 10, 16.
16 here.
Mm-hmm. 14 is good. 8, 8, and then 16.
Yeah, after the concussion Lark suffered.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
That's a little accurate.
It is lore accurate. You were bounced around at the end there, exploded into the wall.
that was great.
Okay.
I was laughing the whole time, but I was shocked too.
So the next thing you're going to do is at level 4. you're gonna pick your ASI and you're just gonna pump that into charisma. So now your charisma is 18.
18. Let's go.
Okay, there you go. So that is your level 1 ability scores, and then at level 4, your ASI, or your ability score increase. Cool?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so your warlock is done there. So the next thing we need to do is your hit dice. So you're going to start out with 10 hit points. So you can go ahead and, that's 7. That,
Oh,
yeah, there you go,
got it.
10.
10.
Okay,
Right.
and then do you want to roll for each level, or do you want to take the average?
Take average.
Okay.
Average.
Then it's going to be 5 plus your constitution modifier, so which is 2. So it's going to be, let's see, at level 2, it's 17, 24, 31, 38, 45, 52. Your current,
2.
so max is 52. Current is 52 and max is 52 at the moment. There you go.
Okay.
And then down where it says hit dice, it says 7 total. You have 7, so you're good there. Perfect. Okay, so that's your health at level 7.
Okay.
You are going to gain proficiencies in light armor. So at the very bottom, yep.
Like right here. Yeah, it's type armor.
Just type light.
Right.
Yep, perfect.
And I did hear, I did look at the hexblade, and it also says medium as well. I
Yeah,
think it's
we'll
not
add that in a
present.
second. I think you're right. I think you gain proficiencies in a couple things. Okay, and then weapons is going to be simple.
Then simple.
Okay, love it. You don't gain any tool proficiencies, which is fine. I'm gonna let you keep your herbalism kit because whatever. I don't care enough. Saving throws changed to wisdom and charisma, so you can scroll up to that. Wow, it's all this. Is it really the same? Oh, that's cool. That makes that easy.
I think it did. Is it the same? No, it
Oh,
was
no.
dexterity
Oh,
to
never
7.
mind. It did it for you. Okay, so wisdom and
Oh,
charisma
so nice.
is your new one. Yeah. And then now you only get 2. You only get 2 skills, so you're gonna lose proficiency in a couple of things. It looks like because rogues got 4 and warlocks only get 2. Your criminal gives you 2, and your human gives you 1. So you get 5 out of the 6. So I'm going to let you keep the ones because it looks like Arcana, Deception, History. I mean, most of these are probably the same, besides Arcana. I'm gonna let you choose to keep 5 of the 6 of those. I think you lose acrobatics, so maybe just drop acrobatics, and I'll let you keep everything else. Does that seem
Yeah,
fair?
I was gonna say I could drop acrobatics and to see if I could keep the others.
Okay, so deception is on the warlock list, so that's not a problem. Perception is not on there, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't care. Persuasion is not on there, but I don't really care.
I was gonna say I could take it out and use actually just rely on someone else's eyes.
You can take off. I mean, you feel free to change what you want. To be fair, the only thing that is on the list that's shared is deception. So technically, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth are not on a warlock's um, list. So if you want to change any of those, you can keep the deception. Um,
You keep
let's
deception.
let's
I would
remove
do
your
huh?
let's remove your sleight of hand. I'll probably make you change that one. Let's just say, your hand-eye coordination isn't as good as it used to be, so you're not as stealthy in that case. But
Mhm,
um,
mhm.
whatever else you want to put that in, you can move that one. You have to choose Arcana, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, or Religion.
I'd I'd go with Arcana.
Okay, perfect. Arcana it is. Okay, starting equipment doesn't matter because you're going to keep Alaric's gear, kind of. We'll go for that. We'll go over that in a bit. The only thing is that now, I guess you were an arcane trickster, so you had a spellcasting focus to begin with, didn't you? How did that work for you? Did you have to use a... It looks like you had to use a component pouch. Well, as a warlock, you can... Let's just keep the component pouch narratively, because you're already... Let's say, you know, Alaric's already used to using that, so... it doesn't really change much. It's just a pouch instead of an arcane focus. Sound good?
So, yeah, sure. Where do I add that as an equipment?
Yep. You don't have to do it now. You, like I said, you're going to transfer all of your gear over to Alaric. Or from Alaric to Alaric. From the rogue to the warlock.
Okay.
So,
no problems.
Yeah. Armor and stuff is probably going to change. We'll go over that in a second. So, the next thing we need to worry about is, well, you get packed magic. So, feature down there, you can close alert and then add,
How do I close this?
just click the name.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh my god. Okay.
And then just add packed magic and you can fill all this in later.
Packed? Like packed?
P-A-C-T.
Packed.
Yeah,
oh,
packed.
Pack.
And then
Packed.
magic.
Magic.
Okay. Cantrips we'll go over in a bit. Yep, that is glass, yeah. And that's Warlock 1. If you want to add a source type.
Oh my god. Look, what
Let's see.
the... Okay. There you go.
Okay. We're choosing the Hexblade, so you'll want to add that. Yep, you can add it there. Hexblade. Actually, make it Otherworldly Patron, and then like hyphenated Hexblade.
Other
Mm-hmm.
worldly. Oh my god. Creature? Did you say?
Patron.
Patron. How do you spell patron?
You're correct. P-A-T-R-O-N. No problem. And then hyphen Hexblade. Hyphen is like the little dash, the line across.
Oh yeah.
That's a backslash. Hyphen looks like a minus symbol.
Minus like that?
That's an underscore. So it's on the same key. Just press the key instead of shift. There you go. That's a hyphen. And then you can put Hexblade.
Oh. I had no got there.
It's all good. Source is also class. And then that's Warlock 3. Oh, I'm sorry, Warlock 1 too. Warlocks get their patron at level 1. It's my fault. Okay. So Hexblade has an expanded spell list. It means you can choose these spells, but you don't have to. So that's something to go over. Actually, I'm going to send you something so that you can go over it at the same time that I'm going over it, and we can look at the similar things so you know what we're doing. There you go.
Move these things all the way there. Okay.
Loading.
Yep.
I've never had this problem. I don't know it. It's slow.
I cry. It's okay. Just me problem. Surely I did that. Okay.
There we go. Okay, so this is essentially what I'm using to tell you like what to type and everything, so you can continue to do it. Packed Magic will be there. You can also, when we're done, open up the Warlock spell list because you'll need to look at all those too. And then, so keep scrolling down. Spellcasting focus, don't worry about that. You're just going to use the component pouch. The Hexblade is what we're looking at now. So with the expanded spell list, again, these are options that you can use. You don't have to choose them. They are pretty good for a Hexblade. Like Shield is pretty good, Wrathful Smite, like that kind of stuff. They're kind of tailored around it, but they're not always the best options. So just something for you. You also get the Hexblade's Curse. So starting at first level, you gain the ability to place a baleful curse on someone. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see. It's in 30 feet. The target is cursed for 1 minute. The curse ends early if the target dies, you die, or you are incapacitated. Until the curse ends, you gain the following benefits. You gain a bonus to damage rolls against the cursed target. Bonus equals your proficiency bonus. That's nice. Any attack roll you make against the cursed target is a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. That's also nice. If the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to your warlock level plus your charisma modifier. Also nice. You can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest. So we're going to go to your Warlock Alaric page. Warlaric. Warlaric. So two two things that we're going to do here. Firstly, you're going to do that. Absolutely. And then name it Hexblade's Curse.
Hexblade Curse.
Yep. And then you can fill all that in later. I don't care. And then under class resource up above where it's short rest, or it's below short rest, but yeah. Yeah, so in there, you're going to type total 1 and current 1.
Oh, it's for the curse, right?
Exactly. And then you're going to title that also Hexblade's Curse. You should be able to click in class. Click in class resource. You can click the box. I know it says it doesn't look like you can, but you can. Where it says class resource, just click there.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
And then type in Hexblade's Curse again.
Oh my god, can I like... Oh, okay. Hexblade's Curse.
Yep. And then now you can click the cog. And then where it says reset on, change that to short rest. Perfect. Okay.
So it will automatically include also the long rest too, right?
Yes. Yep, it does. Okay, so now feature, you get Hex Warrior. So
Where am I?
I changed to Artificer for whatever reason. So scroll back up and yeah, choose Warlock on the left, upper left.
Warlock.
You're good. Now you can just scroll back down. Now you get Hex Warrior.
Okay, Hex Warrior. Let me just copy it first before I...
Perfect. And then you acquire the training necessary to effectively arm yourself in battle. You gain proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. Okay, so we can go back to Warlaric. And then just change armor. You can add, you don't have to add it. You just have to, yep, perfect. And then under proficiency,
Good God.
just add medium there. And then under weapon, you can add, oh, I'm sorry. Under armor, you'll also want to add shields. It's my fault, but.
Oh, here? Like with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then weapon, I'll add martial there. It says the influence of your patron also allows you to mystically channel your will through a particular weapon. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch one weapon that you are proficient with and that lacks the two-handed property, which is fine because you can choose the rapier that you've been using the whole time. When you attack that with that weapon, also essentially your weapon, your rapier, is going to be somewhat sentient. So the Hexblade is your current rapier, as it is.
Whoa.
Um,
Well,
but yeah, so when you attack with that weapon, you can use your charisma modifier instead of strength or dexterity for the attack and damage rolls. The benefit lasts until you finish long rest. If you later gain the Pact of the Blade feature, which you probably will, this benefit extends to every packed weapon you conjure with that feature, no matter the weapon's type. So we'll get there, but what you really need to worry about is if you go back to Warlaric, up in attack, you can add an attack there. You're going to go ahead and type in your rapier again. You're going to change strength to charisma.
Charisma.
Yep, there you go. And then you're also going to change, well, the damage will be the same. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
But your damage is going to be plus charisma as well.
Damage. Oh,
I think,
right here. Oh, yeah. Plus charisma.
And then I think rapier is 1d8, isn't it?
I need to
Or is it a
double check.
d6? That's a d8.
Yeah, D8. So let me just type D8.
Type in 1d8. I don't know if it'll
Oh,
count that. It might. I don't
okay.
actually know.
1D8.
Yeah, sorry. And then piercing. Beautiful. Okay, all that does, again, essentially any weapon that you hold, well, not any weapon you hold, but once every long rest, at the beginning of a long rest, you can essentially declare the weapon you're holding. You immediately become proficient with it. So as long as it's one-handed, well, as technically as long as it lacks the two-handed property. So I think it is. It doesn't say melee. It just says any weapon that lacks the two-handed. I don't know. Okay, so it is two-handed. So it works on crossbows, but it won't. It'll work on like a light crossbow, but it won't work on a regular or a heavy crossbow or a bow. So it has to be. It just can't have the two-handed property. So any weapon that doesn't have two-handed, you be proficient with it, and you use your charisma modifier to attack and deal damage instead of strength or dex.
I see.
Okay. Eldritch Invocation. So you can close. Go ahead. Yes.
Before this one, so crit is 2d8, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to add that. It'll add it as it is. You would add that if it's like some weapons have a special feature where they have increased like crit damage or something like that. You don't have to worry about it here. Okay, so the next one is an Eldritch Invocation. Have you thought about your Eldritch Invocations?
No, actually. And I think I know some of them, but I never really thought of what to choose because I'm
Sure.
not sure where am I gonna choose it? Like, what am I gonna use it for? I was gonna ask you, so are they for just like the spells or for the, only like for the blade like the hex blade or what exactly?
There are features or Eldritch Invocations that are traditionally better for the Hexblade than there are others. We can go over those if you'd like to.
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me see what I can find here. So we're gonna choose. Will be You're probably going to get another one by the time you... Like at level 7, I think you get more. I will provide you with some, but we're going to move on in just a moment. Let me... Almost every... Pretty important. Probably Eldritch. So those are going to be my suggestions. I'll send these to you at the end. I'm going to send you another one too. Let's see. Um, Grasp of Hadar. What does Grasp of Hadar do? That's the one. Okay. Okay. So we'll go back to that. Your Pact Boon. I mean, most of the time you're probably going to end up going Pact of the Blade. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. You can use your action to create a packed weapon in your empty hand. You can choose the form that this melee takes each time you create it. You are proficient with it while you wield it. This weapon counts as magical. It disappears with more than 5 feet. I think most of the time you can transform one magic weapon into your packed weapon by performing a special ritual while you hold the weapon. Perform the ritual over the course of 1 hour. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. The thing about Pact of the Blade, the reason that it is as good as it is, or why it doesn't seem like it has as many features as the other, it's because you gain access to them, or you gain access to different Eldritch invocations. So, like Pact of the Blade, you get Eldritch Smite at 5, you get improved Pact Weapon, which it gives you essentially a +1 bonus to all attack and damage rolls. It essentially gives you a magic item at level 1, or I guess at level 3 is when you choose your Pact Boon. You don't need it at the moment because you'll already have, I think you already had a +1 rapier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need that necessarily. But it also gives you access to hexes and curses as a hexblade because you'll need those. So it's up to you. You can go what you want, but Pact of the Blade is probably going to fulfill your theme more than you want it to.
Yeah, I was just reading. Like, yes, the others look cool, especially if I'm familiar. I might lose Dolus in the, process, but it's okay. It's part of the character development.
Right. Okay, well, we'll ignore Pact. We'll ignore improved Pact Weapon because you're already going to move past that, and then we'll go with some of the others. Okay, so you'll want to add that to Warloric as a feature. Pact of the Blade is the one you're taking. Essentially, there's, again, for right now, you can just summon away, or summon your weapon to and from.
Okay.
Alrighty. Ability score improvement, we already did that. Eldritch versatility is not necessary at this time, but when you reach level 8, if you figure out you're not using cantrips the way you meant to, or you're not using a spell as much as you thought it would, or you decided Pact of the Blade, you want to switch over to Pact of the Tome, you can do that when you hit level 8 or 12 or 16. So, but right now it doesn't really affect us because we're choosing everything now. So,
Okay.
You get a Cursed Spectre at 6. So That's going to be your next feature, a Cursed Spectre. Starting at 6th level, you can curse the soul of a person you slay, temporarily binding it to your service. When you slay a humanoid, you can cause its spirit to rise from its course as a specter, the statistics for which are in the monster manual. When the specter
Eh.
appears, it gains temporary hit points equal to half of your warlock level. Roll initiative for the specter, which has its own turns. It obeys your verbal commands, and it gains a special bonus to its attacks equal to your charisma modifier. Spectre remains in your service until the end of your next long rest. Good God. Once you bind a specter with this feature, you can't use the feature again until you finish a long rest. Well, that's fine. So it just lasts until it dies, or until you dismiss it, or until it long rests. That's disgusting. So you're essentially turning your party of 4 into a party of 5. That's fun.
Nice. Very
Okay.
fun.
Go ahead and add that as well to your resources up there. First, it's next to Hexblade's Curse.
Like, right here.
No, under short rest
Like,
and long rest in the boxes.
oh, here. Oh, I could add. I didn't even know.
Yeah, you don't have to add that. You can
Wait.
just one right to the right of it, just where it says other resource. The right.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Just add one and one, and then name that as well, Cursed Spectre. There you go. And then you can cog that and make it long rest. Okay, cool. You'll have to get familiar with the Spectre stat block. So if you go up to the 5e tools that I gave you, tab up there.
Give me a second. That is just I'm typing some notes so I could just put
Yeah, no problem.
screenshots or anything. Like here.
Yep, and then scroll up. And then just type in Spectre where it says search everywhere. Not there, on the right side. There
here.
you go. Spectre.
Oh,
That's fine too.
just
Okay, and then open that in a new tab.
oh shit. Okay, wait a sec. Oh my god.
Hopefully it doesn't take 8 years to load. Oh, okay, cool. So that is essentially Jesus. Cool.
Oh, I flipped.
Yeah, she went a little nuts.
Of everything. Okay.
That is the Spectre stat block. The only thing you need to be aware of is it will gain. It looks like it gains temporary hit points equal to half of your warlock levels. So right now it's going to be 3, so it'll be 25 hit points instead of 22. And then it says it gains a special bonus to its attack rolls equal to your charisma modifier. So it'll deal where it says to hit life drain +4, that'll be essentially plus, I don't know, what's your hit? Your 8, you're right, yours +4, so it'll be a +8.
I'm
So
screenshotting this so I could send it to myself and don't lose it.
yeah.
In case.
Okay. So that is level 6.
Just quick question.
Mhm.
Is it okay if I like change the name? You know, even though I keep the same like stats and everything, but like for example, call it like Phantom or a Ghost or some shit like this.
You can call it
But
whatever you
still,
want.
like the same.
I mean, it'll
Uh,
technically be a specter of whatever humanoid you just killed. So technically, it changes
yeah.
what it is every time. You can call it Bob for all I care. I don't. Doesn't really
Yep.
matter to me.
All right.
Cool. Okay, and then so now is where it gets fun. You can go back to Warloric because we got to start doing some craziness.
Okay.
Go back, go to spells really quick. Okay, you need to pick 3 cantrips. So you can go under cantrips. Just don't worry about.
Like
Nope, you're on the right one. You're on the right one. Click the plus icon.
cantrips.
Yep, and then under name right now, just put Warlock 7 and copy that because we're going to be pasting. We're going to be using it a lot.
You mean
Nope, under name.
just
Yep,
the name?
yep, just Warlock 7.
Warlock 7.
Yep, and then copy and paste that, or copy it because you're going to be pasting it 87 more times. Okay, so then click the little I button again to close that. Yep, and then do that 2 more times under cantrips. Perfect.
Mhm.
Okay. And then under you have 8 spells known, and you can only cast up to 4th level. You have 2 spell slots at level 4.
On
So I don't care how you do it. You can choose any combination of level 1, 2, 3, and 4 spells that you want, but you can only know 8 of them. So do 2 in each if you want to. So under, yep, go there. You just paste Warlock 7 twice.
Mhm.
Just know that, again, Warlocks cast spells differently. So you only
Yeah,
have. Go ahead.
I think I'm aware of that. I like it doesn't matter like what sort of spell, but I could only cast like depending on how many slots I have.
Yeah, they always cast at max level. Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And in this case, you have 2 level 4 spell slots.
Okay. Uh, and boom. All right.
Okay, and then you'll get 2 more Eldritch Invocations. So we're going to go level 5 here. And I'm going to give you a few suggestions. Let's see. Don't need that. You'll want to take Thirsting Blade. Thirsting Blade. Yeah, that. Then you'll probably take. Maddening Hex and Shadow. Oh, crap. Okay. I hear you. Give me a second, please. Okay. So essentially you'll need to choose 2, you'll need to choose 4 Eldritch Invocations. Okay, you get 2 at level 1, and you get another one at level 5, and then you get another one at level 7, I think is. Yes, that's correct. So you'll end up choosing 4. There, I've given you 6 recommendations. So I've kind of split it up for you. Choose 2 in one category, choose 2 in another one.
Okay.
And so you kind of can look over which one of those you like. However you want to split it up is completely up to you. It's your character, okay? But I've given you some suggestions. Now we go on to the item stuff. So go back to Rogue Laric.
Oh.
All right. So essentially, we're going to go over your uncommon. So any gold that you have from Alaric can transfer over. So any Rogue Laric can transfer over to Warlock Laric. You don't have to do that now. Just know that you can do it,
Yeah.
okay? The second thing, what we need to do now is we need to determine how many magic items you have. Okay, so you had your rapier +1, right?
Mhm. And I had Cloak of Elvenkind.
Okay, so
I
the,
had. Mhm.
go ahead. That's a Cloak of
And then I
Elvenkind is
had.
also uncommon as well, right?
Yes. I
Okay.
had Ring of Swimming.
Yep.
and I had Headband of Intellect.
Ring of Swimming is also uncommon, yeah?
Yeah, and Headband of Intellect last. Yeah.
Might also be uncommon, actually.
Yes, it's uncommon. Uh, the items I was attuned to are the Cloak of Elvenkind and the Headband, but the Ring of Swimming doesn't require attunement.
A Cloak of Elvenkind, yeah, does require and is uncommon. Ring of Swimming does not require and is uncommon. And then Intellect is also uncommon and requires attunement. Okay, so right now, I don't see any reason to change any of that. What I will do is give me like 3 more minutes, Florida Bear. I know you want to go out and explore because whatever you were barking at. So go to Warlaric's page, and then go to the cog on the right of spells. What we're gonna do is your intelligence is going to be where it says on the middle one attribute options. You can go ahead and is that just plus 19? That's not really what I want, is it? What does the headband of intellect? Is it just gives you plus 9? Is that all it does?
I think it just changed it to flat 19.
Okay, got it. To go back to that, maybe it's something global. Show a global skill modifier field on the right side. See where all those checkboxes are. Where it says save skill, blah blah. Choose show global skill modifier. Click the click the skill modifier. Second one.
Skill modifier. Yeah.
There you go. And then go back to your core.
Core.
And then it should have added a box. It did not. Oh, there it is. It's on the left. There you go. Underneath proficiencies, which is interesting.
Proficiencies?
Yeah.
Oh, this one?
Global skill modifier. Perfect. Oh, that's not really helpful. Click the cog on that. See if it'll let you do something different. Oh, nope, it did not. That's not what I want. You can go ahead and uncheck that box. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. Go back to, you can delete it altogether. Go back to the cog in the, that's fine too. Just remove it altogether from your page. So go back to the cog and unclick that. Trying to see if there's something else I can do there. So weird that I can't, that we can't add it. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Intelligence plus, I mean, we could just do that. Just make it what it is. Go back to core. What is your intelligence right now? 8?
Yeah.
I mean, you could just add 11 to, well, Jesus, 20. I guess you'd have to bring it all the way up to, oh no, 11 from 8 to 19. Do you want to keep the headband of intellect? So everything else I think is fine. Your rapier plus 1 is now going to be somewhat sentient, or it'll be essentially the gift that was given to you by the Hexblade, which whoever you want. Do you know what deity you want to be bonded to?
I was thinking like you mean the patron, right?
Yes, correct.
I was thinking a demon. I have a character I want to like include in the background.
Okay.
Not necessarily played or anything, but yeah.
That's fine. Just give me some details when you have them. That's perfectly fine. So the demon is going to bestow upon you against the rapier. So that's going to be your weapon. So go ahead and I think the rapier stays. The cloak of elven kind can stay. I'll let you swap out the ring of swimming and the headband of intellect if you want. They're both uncommon items, so I'll let you choose two other uncommon items that you can swap for, or you can combine them into one rare item. It's up to you.
Uh,
But you
because
don't
I
have
don't
to.
have it. Like I don't think of it right now. I could add it to the homework, and I could just do it when I'm in the call or whenever the homework is due. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Um,
So two a common swap or
I've already added this for you, so you should be okay. And then what do we got?
thank you for
Max.
that.
Okay. So Control A, Control C, go back over to you, switch to Alaric. I'm already there. This should be your quote unquote homework, and we can do that. Like I said, it is 3:30, so we can do that if you want to now in the after we switch back over, or you can do it yourself. It's really up to you. But I'm gonna, if you want to do it now, then just stay in this chat and I'll switch over to the others. I'm gonna go let Code outside and use the restroom, and then I'll be back. It's up to you. But there's your homework. That's what we have. That's your to-do list for now.
All
So
right. Thank you.
you're welcome. Like I said, I'm gonna switch over to the other chat. You can stay here if you want. If you want my help, you can stay here. I'll be back. If not, you can jump in the other chat and go from there. So
Yeah, I'll join back, and if I need like a question, I could type it to you if that's okay.
okay, yeah, no, yeah, that should be fine. I think at this point everyone's gonna be having questions, so typing them is perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Okay, I'll
Alrighty.
see you in the
Thank
other
you
one.
for all the help.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I am going to step away for just a moment. For those who are out there, I'm going to use the restroom and let Coda outside, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Let us switch over to the other channel, see how everybody's doing. Hello, friends.
Hello.
How are we all doing?
Welcome back. Doing
Good.
okay.
Good.
How
Okay.
are you?
Fine. No, it's been good. Been talking for like 3 hours straight, so there's that. But other than that,
Hydration, please.
yeah, I'm trying. I had to go get some water. I was tired this morning. I usually on Wednesdays I don't drink any caffeine, but I chose some coffee. I can't say I regret it,
Yeah.
but mm,
Hmm.
okay. So we have essentially everyone here has kind of gotten some kind of quote unquote homework, but hopefully you've had some time to do it while we're here. That way we're not working outside the session. I will double check with all of you right now. I guess we'll do it in the order that we went. Mel, how are you doing? You good to go? Did you have any questions about anything?
No, I pretty much did everything in the chat with you.
Perfect. Yeah. Cool. So all I need from everyone is to have a good time. No. So that's good. Uh, Bernadette, you were next. Did you have any questions? You don't have to ask them here, but if you have questions, we'll go into the DM voice really quick. How are you coming with everything that you had assigned?
Think I'm doing good. I'm still deciding things.
Okay. Is there anything you wanted to go over? Do we before the session is over? But I'm still here for another 23 minutes. So, like I said, I don't want to give you guys too much quote unquote homework. If we can take care of it today and be ready to go by next Wednesday, then that's what I want. But wanted to address a couple things with everybody before we just like said goodbye. So, um, it's up to you. Do you want to hang around or
um, no, I think I can fit.
okay? Brian, I imagine you're good. Yeah.
Uh, I'm changing. I think I'm just gonna stay the same. I'm
Okay.
not gonna change anything.
Okay. Okay. Um, and then Laura, we just talked. So, yeah. So, since we only have like 22 minutes, obviously there's not much we can do in the way of role play. It'll kind of be a surprise again for everyone going forward as far as the changes that are being made or, characters that may or may not show up or may show up differently. So, what I will say is that I've said this before. It's been part of the zero session. It's been part of kind of my mantra going forward, or in the past and going forward, is that and it's probably even more so now. We've been, I think in October. I actually think in October it'll be 2 years. We've been playing this game for 2 years. Obviously, Mel came in a little bit later, but still, like for the majority of us, it's been a year and a half or to 2 years. So this is like your third or fourth campaign or third or fourth character at this point, right? Bernadette, you're the only exception. This is your, I mean, I guess technically, you've already gone through a cleric and a warlock and a cleric. And so, the changes that are being made and stuff, you guys have had some experience with the game. Um, and as always, I should not know your character better than you do. I know it sounds silly to say, like, I know I'm kind of supposed to be the resident expert here, and I'm more than happy to help you at all times. I know for a fact that with the changes that people are making to their characters, there's going to be a learning curve. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. However, as much as I say that you don't have homework, you got to know your character. I expect a learning curve from here on out. I expect that over the next couple of sessions, you guys are learning new things and accepting new things and growing, right? But I really do need you to dive into your character. I need you to know what your class does. I need you to know what your character is for. I need you to know the themes of your character, right? It's okay to do things in character, out of character. It's okay to make the non-optimal decision because that's what your character could do, right? It's okay to do those things. I just need you to know what your character is capable of and know how to apply them. You guys have been doing great. Like the last couple of sessions, the last couple of chapters, I really think you guys have been like thinking outside of the box and really becoming comfortable with yourselves and more comfortable as a party. You know, that stuff really shined at the end of, was it the last chapter, the chapter before last with the price of beauty? You guys did really, I mean, you had a whole plan, right? You completely pulled the hags out of their lair. You caused, you know, or you caused them to be on the wrong foot, and you essentially destroyed a coven of hags in like 3 or 4 turns. That was very impressive. You guys did really well. You guys are doing stuff even in the last chapter, right? When you guys decided to quote unquote surrender yourselves in order to be kind of led away and to avoid a bunch of conflict on the road, right? And then you had to role play how to get out of it and figure that stuff out. That stuff is all great. Do not lose sight of that just because maybe you're experimenting with different things. Really read about what your class and your character is capable of, and if you have any questions about that, I'm here, right? Like I've almost always made myself, I don't think I've ever told any of you no, right? Like I've always given you guys an outlet or an opportunity to talk to me and discuss things with me. If you have questions, that's what I'm here for. So when I mean I don't think I've ever told you no, it's mean like I've never denied or declined to answer your questions, right? I've never said no, I'm not available, or I've always given you an alternate time to discuss things. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have questions. This next week, do everything you can to look over your character sheets and keep going, because I don't want to take another 2 years, you know, for everybody to be comfortable with their character again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're doing better now. For the last month or so, well, the last for 2 months, you know, we've had some times when you had to cancel the session. Some of that's my fault, and I apologize. Right? I understand that life gets in the way. Essentially, I think we're gonna play as long as we have 3/4 of the party with us. If there's 3 of us here, we'll pick up the slack and we'll play the 4th character as we go. I'll play the 4th character until people are more comfortable with others, with how everybody's going. But we'll still keep the hard start time 5 minutes no later. We're starting no later than 5 minutes after noon, and we're ending no later than 5 minutes after 4, to make sure that we're all respecting each other's time and getting the show on the road, so to speak. So I think that's going well. I think it's working. Hopefully we can get back into a rhythm and make sure we're all, here and playing as consistently as we can. Because I know it's frustrating. I think the last 2 months have been rough because it was a combination of like shorter chapters where we were taking breaks in between a chapter, and then we had myself missing, and then other people having conflicts. And so I know the last couple of months of the summer has been kind of rough, but hopefully things will start settling back down. I think this next chapter is a little longer, so we should be playing more consistently there, and good to go. So I think that's fine. I think that's it. I know that I asked, I think I sent all of you, I did, I posted it in the general chat. So I kind of did this little check-in. So feel free to answer those questions and send them back to me. But if there's ever a time, like I know question 2, I specifically asked, what are your honest feelings about the most recent quote unquote TPK that we had, right? I'm asking that because I know it was a big event, but if there's ever anything that I'm doing or saying or anything that you're not sure about, don't ever feel bad about like questioning my decisions. There are obviously mechanical rules for a reason, but I obviously as a DM, I have a lot of leeway to do things narratively that I think is either going to cause quote unquote conflict, not inter-table conflict, but narrative conflict, or to cause or to create an obstacle or to create motivation going forward. So if you're ever like, that doesn't make any sense, like, or if you ever think I'm picking on you or that I'm doing something that's unfair, feel free to like question me on it. Feel free to call me out. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it at the table, feel free to, DM me during the session, after the session, before a session, whatever you want. If you think, like, there's been times I do my best, right? Like, I'm not a perfect DM. There's been times when I've made mistakes, and I'll say like, okay, well, we're gonna do it this time this way, and then next time we'll do it by the rules that another way. A lot of times I've erred on the side of you guys, right? Like, if a rule is not necessarily in place or I don't know it, usually I'm gonna let you do it this time and then figure it out. And there's been times when I am wrong, and I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, you're right, let's do it this way. And then there's times when I'm right and I have to tell Mel to stop questioning me. It's little things like that. I don't mind I don't mind that. I want you to call me out, just like sometimes I call you guys out. Like, that's just how it goes. So don't be afraid. If you're not liking something, let me know so I can fix it, because the whole point is to have fun at the table and to have fun with each other. So I think that's that. I don't really have anything else for the group. I'll stick around as long as I'm needed. And if you need to jump into the DM voice, you can just jump in over there, and then I'll see you and jump in with you. If you want to go, you're more than welcome to go. And then if you have questions over the next week, please reach out to me in any way you like. We can jump in a call, or you can just DM me. But right now, the plan will be that we're playing next Wednesday, same time, noon, Central Time, and we'll pick up where we left off. So, any questions, comments, concerns for me or the group before we all bounce?
I'm excited for next week.
Me too.
Same here.
It'd be
Yeah.
fun. Cool. Okay.
Thanks for taking the time to look over that for me.
Yeah, of course. I know I know this session was kind of weird. I'm trying, again, I don't want to give you guys homework. I'm trying to respect your time by not like requesting stuff in between sessions. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but I mentioned to Brian during our conversation that I think I'm the reason that Janny doesn't want to play with us anymore. And I feel bad about that. Like, I handled that Janny situation poorly. When she came back after her scheduling conflict, there was a time when I was like giving you guys some homework and some character development, things like that. And I just wasn't getting back what I thought I was putting in. And you guys all recall, like, we took a break during that time because I felt offended. I took it personally. And we took a couple weeks off for me to cool down and to readdress. And unfortunately, Janny never came back. And that's my fault. I don't blame her for that. It's my fault. I reacted poorly. And so I'm trying to respect your quote unquote off time, right? Like, D&D time should be for D&D. You shouldn't have to worry about it. It's fun. It's fun to think about and like build your characters and like plan things. I want you to be thinking about the session during the week, but for the right reasons, right? I don't want you to feel like, oh man, I gotta complete this 2-page essay on my character backstory by next Wednesday, or Professor Jonathan's going to give me an F, right? Like, that's not the feeling that I want to give to you guys. It should be like, oh man, I'm excited for next week. Let's do that. So,
Yeah.
I know today was a little weird. I know that like a lot of times you guys didn't really have too much quote unquote to do, right? We're not really playing. But sometimes that's just D&D. That's just admin and paperwork, and the RPG aspect of it takes precedent, and we got to do that. So that's what today was. But yeah, if that's it, then love you guys, and I'll see you next Wednesday if I don't talk to you before then.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alrighty. Thank you again.
Of course, I'm gonna deafen real quick so I can end the stream. But if anybody needs me, just hang out afterwards. But I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye, Brian.
Yeah.
Alrighty, friends, we are out. We are out of here. Like I said, I know it was a little bit weird. Today was a different kind of environment than just playing, but that's how D&D goes. So, you guys hanging out while you could. I am going to go lay down. I'm feeling a little sick. I think I'm getting a cold. So I know we talked about maybe playing some Final Fantasy after today, depending on how long it took, but it took the full 4 hours. So honest, I don't feel too bad about going to take like an hour nap before I have to go work out again. But yeah, the plan going forward should still be the same. We're going to finish near Automata. We'll finish endings C, D, and E all tomorrow. I think we're on track to do that in a couple of hours. And then if we have time, depending on how long that takes, and how well I'm feeling, honestly, we'll probably just continue on with some Final Fantasy 14 just for the fun of it. And then, yeah, Friday, I think we'll be starting Spider-Man. So I think Brittany said she's not going to be here until like next Wednesday or so. Maybe even Thursday. I don't even know. But if that's the case, then we're probably going to finish Spider-Man in between Friday and Tuesday. It's only 28 hours. So should be okay. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's 5 days divided by 30. That's 6 hours, little less than 6 hours a day. And I usually move a little bit quicker than the average. So depending on how some of the challenges and the trophies work out, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, I think we'll finish that. And then that'll give us a full like week and a half to play some more Final Fantasy 14 before Throne and Liberty comes out. And that's going to be, I think, like October 1st. I haven't heard anything different. So we'll be playing that with Anthony, hopefully, on stream for most of the days that we're on. We might switch it up and do something else. We'll probably go back to a weekend thing. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do... It's weird playing 2 MMOs at the same time, but whatever. Maybe we'll do... I gotta open up redemptions again. So that's another thing. Maybe we'll get some redemption offers as well, because people have had time to build up some channel points since I'm changing that up. So I don't know. The majority of the month of October will probably be Throne and Liberty until I can finish that, and then we'll start Kingdom Hearts as soon as I can. That's what we're looking at. So anyway, I am off for the moment. Appreciate you guys being here. Love you guys as always. I am going to go lay down for a bit, but I will hopefully see you tomorrow for the ending of Nier. Bye, everybody.